What's going on, folks? How's everybody doing? What's up? 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 All right. Let's get this thing going, y'all. Get this thing moving. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well today. We're getting this thing started early on a Saturday. Oh, y'all saw Safari? Y'all saw Safari over there? Yeah, she's behind me over here. Yeah, oh, shit. Hold on. I gotta revive stuff. There she is. She's back there. What's up, Tokyo? Yeah, she snuck in to get some water. Yeah, we're starting hella early today. Oh my goodness. Ugh. That's good times, though. That's good times. Get a little early start to the day. Everybody wake up. Everybody got their coffee in them. I actually probably could use a second cup of coffee. Maybe I'll. Oh, we'll see. Maybe we'll have to work on that before the end of live. Yeah, so usually on Saturdays, and usually during the weekend when I do go live, I don't go live like specifically at night or anything like that. Usually that's much more of a why is my camera so far off? Sorry, my camera is way off. There we go. It's there and it needs to go down. Oh, not that way. The camera looks ridiculous over there. That looks a lot better. Yeah, I don't really do the like late night thing on Saturdays really usually. I usually like to try to enjoy my Saturday nights a little bit and not sit on live and and do that. But sometimes I will. Just depends. I just don't really plan it out. Depends on, depends on a lot of stuff. So but yeah, so we're gonna do a little early today. We'll see. I don't know, maybe the numbers won't be anything and I'll get off early. We'll see what happens. You never know. Maybe everybody's taking a nap this morning. Maybe everyone's taking a nap this morning. I don't know. We'll see. Do. Yeah, maybe I'm boring. Yep, you nailed it. You nailed it. Had 150,000 views on Thursday, but it's probably I'm just boring. That's probably what it is. That makes sense. I do love how people come in here and they try to like talk about my live. It really does make me really does amuse me like every single time. Cracks me up. I feel like I'm way too close too. I feel like my camera must have just gotten messed up or something. Ugh. All right, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome in. Sorry, I just had a draft this morning. I just got out of a fancy draft, so I'm trying to like recover over here. I think I had a good draft though. I think I had a good draft. My bench kind of sucks, but the draft was pretty good. Besides that, what? I don't know what's going on. My camera's being all funky. Can everyone see me all right? I mean, my head needs to be higher. My head doesn't go any higher. It's connected to my neck. uh, But anyways, all right. Well, as people are kind of funneling in, we'll get this thing kind of going. We'll get this thing kind of going. We'll open up these phone lines in just about a second. Get this thing moving and pushing forward. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you're new here, welcome in. If you're new here, welcome in. Welcome to the stream. Whoa, I don't want to do that. My camera definitely got messed up. This should not be sitting like this. Sorry. I don't know what happened. I think it's because I had to plug in my speaker. Replug in my speaker, and I think I messed up my camera angle. But we'll get it fixed up. We'll get it looking good. We'll get it fixed up. We'll get it looking good. All right. Who are my first three picks? I took Justin Jefferson, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Daniels. Yep. That's about it. Oh. I feel like I'm just kind of like waking up. I feel like I'm like zoomed in too much, but like not enough. Now I'm sitting too high because I don't have space in my face in there. Oh, looks better. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm fine. I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what it's supposed to look like. I do this every day. I know what it's supposed to look like. I just know when it doesn't look right. So I just know when it doesn't look right. You know what I'm saying? Like when something's just like barely off. It's just like, oh, this looks just barely off. Just barely. That's kind of how I feel right now. All right, y'all. If y'all are new here, welcome in. We're just waiting for the lobbies to fill up a little bit. They're doing a little slow this morning, but the algorithm gets kind of funky when, gets kind of funky when I change times. That's okay. We'll get this thing started in a second, in just about a minute or so. Well, probably not even a minute. We're going to open up these phone lines and open up the multi-guest request box, and we're going to be able to have some conversations, some debates, some banter, some all of that fun stuff. Not really some debates. I don't really debate on here because really, what's the debating? We're just going to have some like Phil Bro argument on here. Waste of time. Mostly just conversations. We have political conversations with people on the other side because we don't sit in our little echo chambers like MAGA does, because that's all MAGA does. This is the same reason why you see their lives and they just have 9 of them, 12 people in the whole live, 9 of them on a panel, and they're just talking to each other about how much they love Trump. So yeah, that's what we choose not to do over here. We choose not to do that over here. We choose to actually have conversations with people from the other side.
It's insane.
Well, that's not good. Do. And it's really fun. It's a lot more enjoyable, I'll tell you that much. It's a lot more enjoyable. It's the same reason why Republicans have pretty much banned their people from doing town halls. Because when they're actually forced to, actually conversate with people that disagree with them, they look like they look crazy. Right? And so they would rather just not talk to their constituents than look so bad. So we just choose not to do that here. Makes a lot of sense, right? Oh my gosh. I am so not set up. This is what happens when you're literally freaking trying to like jump straight from a live over into this. Because I already had a super chat and I can't even put it up on the screen because I'm already because everything's not set up. But Omni, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. All right, let's open up these phone lines, see if we can get this thing started for the day and moving forward. And we'll go from there. Sound good? Cool. Won't address me, will you? Who are you? It's funny when people come up here and think like I'm paying attention to them. I'm like, why would I be paying attention to you? Who are you? Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
You're doing great. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Awesome. You support Trump?
I support Trump, but not in the typical way.
Is this going to be some ridiculous, like he's going to create anarchy or break down the system or some other dumb argument like that?
Um, More so that I believe in a separation here in the United States. Have you heard of the that one like tribe of like white people that like just wanted to like stay in their own like little town?
Tribe is a strange word to say, but yes, I have heard of
You,
it.
you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No, I know
I
what you're
support
talking
that.
about. I'm just saying tribe is a very strange word to use.
I mean, it's if anything, that's how they're thinking, very tribalistic, right? And
No,
I I kind of
that's not
I support it.
tribalistic, sir. That's just racist.
Yeah, sure, it's racist.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Um, it's not that I'm a white supremacist or anything, but I don't want to be around those people, and if they voluntarily choose to separate themselves from society, then I'm perfectly for that. Um,
Yeah, you know that Trump
you,
has nothing to do with that. They could have voluntarily removed themselves well before Trump got in office, right?
but he
Actually, they already
emboldened.
were. There was
He,
already certain communities that tried to pop up, especially during the Obama administration, that were very similar to this.
oh, really? Oh, okay. I did not know that. But I think the right has been emboldened to separate themselves from the rest of us regular people, and I do enjoy that.
That's the
I
exact
don't
opposite of
really
what's
like hear,
happening.
I don't really like hearing about them, and I don't really like
Yeah, but that's the
being
exact
around them.
opposite of what's happening. The right is not separating themselves. They are ingraining themselves in the United States culture. They are forcing their beliefs on everybody, regardless of, whether people want to believe it, whether even people want to vote for it. They are
Can I?
specifically like lining out our government to make sure that the right is in power, that the right has control over things. Even again, when the right doesn't want to, when the right doesn't want to vote for it, it's the exact thing they're doing in Texas. They're literally saying we are going to redraw districts to make sure that even if people don't agree with our policies, that we can still implement our policies.
Do you think the conservatives are having a revolution of their own while the left is failing to on any direct action or stop
I mean, if you
stop
want
this
to call
trend?
just being a fascist authoritarian government a revolution, sure, but I think that'd be the exact opposite word of that.
Uh, I mean, I agree with you. It's reactionary, but it's nonetheless a revolution. You see
It's
it
not
throughout the
reactionary.
world.
It's a very intentional.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you see it throughout the rest of the world. You see it in Europe. You start seeing it in India, and I'm curious on why the left is not mobilizing as much as the right is nowadays.
The left is very mobilized. The left doesn't have any power to change anything because everyone voted for the right.
Well, if everyone voted for the right, does that show you that the left is mobilizing? I don't
Yeah.
really see any activity from the left outside of
Well, then open your eyes.
peaceful. Well, please enlighten me.
Open your eyes. What are you talking about? Literally, we have freaking Democratic politicians literally scouring the country, going into Republican districts, creating bills. We had the freaking Texas Democrats literally freaking leave their entire state to stop from gerrymandering. We have freaking 1,000 different examples of the mobilization of the left. What are you talking about, dude?
Oh, okay. I'll concede to that. But what do you think about the hypothetical of
I don't.
all of our states splitting up into two separate
I'm
states
not.
that
I'm not talking about
serve
that.
those beneficiaries?
Actually, I'm not even. I don't even think I'm going to continue talking to you because this isn't even like a support Trump thing. This is some weird. I want white people to go away, and I want to talk in a hypothetical of states separating. I don't want to talk about this. This is
Okay,
ridiculous. I have zero will to have this
I
conversation at
mean,
all.
can you entertain this one question? This not the question I asked before, but do you think that society and people of different cultures can truly integrate with each other without any sort
Yes,
of
absolutely. All right. Well, I'm moving on to the next person. Like I said, I have zero will to engage in this ridiculous hypothetical. This is great. I'm voted for Donald Trump because white people made a tribe in Arkansas. The fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about, bro? It is too early in the day to be even in this freaking mindset, bro. What does that have to do with Trump? Truly. That's my question. What does that have to do with Trump? Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you? Hello,
Hello?
how old are you?
I'm 8.
8. That's weird. That is so freaking random. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they're doing that thing in Arkansas. I get that. But that's not a reason to vote for Trump, and voting for and saying, "Oh, the states might separate." That's a reason to vote for Trump. That has nothing to do. It sounds like he just wanted to make a conversation about like just crazy weird hypotheticals in which the world was completely different. Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to this part of the conversation at all. Well, anyways. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I saw I've been looking at your what do you call it?
Awesome. How old are you?
Your I'm sorry?
How old are you?
I am 28.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. I support Trump. And I was just kind of
I
like
might have
just
to
listening to your
restart all of
conversation.
this. This is not working. I don't like the way my numbers are looking right now. This is looking weird.
No, but I've been listening. I've been listening to you a couple times now, and I'm like, and sometimes I feel like you do agree and on certain things, and like you could side with people that do support Trump. But one of the reasons why I think a lot of the people were drawn to the Republican Party, more say to like a little bit more sane policies, because a lot of us that were brought up in a very democratic household, you know, still had the image that it was like the Kennedy era.
What
Where
sane
like
policy
Democrats,
is Donald Trump pushing?
what same policy is Donald Trump pushing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, let's see what happened during Biden's 4 years, right?
No, hold on,
We
sir,
had
sir. I don't want to talk about what happened during Biden's 4 years. You said that Trump
no,
is pushing
but it's
sane
very
policy.
relevant.
Well, how about you start
Yeah,
with
of course.
what sane policy it has? Because what policy Donald Trump pushes has nothing to do with Biden. Like,
Well,
literally
it
nothing.
does. It
No,
kind of does.
it really
because,
doesn't.
well, if I may explain. Well, because remember like how Trump in his first term, at the end, almost at the end, the whole pandemic happened, right? So a lot of people, and I would say like the nation felt that he didn't had the right approach, and so he didn't get a second term immediately. And so we heard Biden. He sounded more common sense, more direct, more like sane in that moment, where like he knew what he could do to
Bro,
face this,
I was here for all
world
of that.
pandemic.
What
Yeah,
policy from
absolutely.
Donald Trump is sane?
But here's the thing. But then Biden was able to instate certain guidelines to help and relieve people from whatever was happening with the pandemic. So he cleaned up after his on what's it called, his mess with the pandemic, right? So comes Biden's 4 years come in, and what does he do? Open borders, right? Unchecked immigration. What else happens? What's it called? War start.
Yeah,
under
awesome.
his
Which
watch.
policy did Joe Biden
Okay.
have that was open borders?
What policies that he
Yes,
that he
you're
wanted
saying
to,
that. Yeah, what policy under the Biden administration was open borders?
absolutely, yes. So he started naming everyone that everybody could apply for asylum. What kind of
Well,
nonsense
not
is
everyone
that?
can apply for asylum. You can only apply for
Well,
asylum.
he
Sir,
did.
sir, sir,
He
sir,
a
sir,
lot
sir,
of times,
sir,
he pushed
sir,
that he wanted everybody to apply for asylum.
Be quiet.
And then
Thank you. I was 4 words into a sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Awesome.
ahead.
So Donald Trump or Joe Biden did not say he wanted everyone to apply for asylum. We have asylum laws in this country. Okay.
Absolutely.
And people are allowed to apply for asylum. But he didn't want everybody to seek asylum because literally 60% of the people that tried to seek asylum at the southern border were immediately turned
Got
around and
denied.
deported under the
Yeah,
Biden
absolutely.
administration.
Yeah.
So
No.
hold
They
on.
didn't. Hold on.
No,
yeah.
no, you
They
hold
didn't,
on.
They didn't
No,
go
I
back.
let you,
They just
sir.
got turned away.
Sir.
Okay. They got turned away.
No,
Okay,
sir,
go ahead.
sir. I let you talk about the last 10
Yes,
years of
absolutely.
fucking politics. Okay? You went back to Obama and then Trump and
No, I
then
never said
COVID
Obama. See, that's
and
you're
then
lying.
Biden and all sorts.
No, I
Sir,
said Biden and Trump.
Sir.
How they're relevant.
Shh. How old did you say you were?
28.
All right, cool. I'm gonna need you to have the least the self-control of a 16-year-old.
Okay.
Okay. Because I let you talk like forever. And now I'm just trying to talk about what you talked about, and you won't let me get words out. Okay.
All right,
So
sure.
at least the self-control of a
go
16-year-old. Perfect.
Of course.
So 60% of the people at the southern border, okay, that tried to seek asylum were immediately turned away. Okay. So therefore, Biden was not saying, hey, everyone come in and seek asylum, because if he was saying that, then it would have been 100% of people that sought asylum would have been allowed in the United States. But it not only wasn't, 100%, it wasn't even 50%. Okay, it was less than 40% of the people that sought asylum were allowed into the country. So therefore, Joe Biden did not have an open border policy. What was Joe Biden's open border policy? That is the question I am asking you.
Asylum seeking. That's what he ran it as.
When was the policy for asylum seeking passed in this country?
Well, hold on. I never said it passed. Okay.
Well, no, sir. You said
stated,
policy. You said policy.
Well,
and
more
policy,
like
policy is passed.
Okay, like he doubled down on the fact that he said while campaigning, he said no, we are the beacon, and then we should it's America, it's a beacon of
Gotcha.
hope.
So you have no policy
immigrants.
from Joe Biden whatsoever. You're just saying some shit he said once.
No. Well, hey, does it not? Is it not significant? And what happened then after?
No, sir. I need to be very clear, sir.
No, I agree with you. Maybe it wasn't a policy, more like what he stated.
Actually, we did have record immigration numbers under the Trump administration. The only thing that stopped that was COVID.
Oh my God.
Oh, really? Then how come Donald Trump is literally on camera, on television, begging Congress to pass immigration policy because he's saying how bad our immigration is and how many encounters we have and how many people are entering the United States? He's literally on camera, literally saying how bad it was. 10, 12, 15,000 encounters a day.
Right, and how many of those actually got access to stepping in like they did through Biden?
As far as asylum seeking, about the same amount. As far as percentage,
almost like 0 to nothing got through even asylum.
No, that's
seeking,
not true at
because
all,
betting
sir.
was so
that's
much better.
Not true at all. See, what you're thinking of, sir, what you're thinking of is actually after Title 42 was implemented, which was at the end of Trump's term, which the only reason that policy was implemented was because of COVID. Okay. But before COVID hit, Donald Trump's immigration numbers were disgustingly bad, like atrociously bad. Okay. So bad that I'll put it this way. Okay. After the last year of Biden's administration, the average number of border encounters at the southern border was less than the average under Trump's term. You understand that, right?
I mean, it's very laughable how you're like. I mean,
sir, you can laugh all you want.
Sure,
these are public numbers.
No, absolutely. You
can laugh all you want. These are literally public numbers.
Listen.
These are numbers that were reported.
I believe you.
Sir,
yes,
I don't care whether you believe.
They were
these are
recorded.
Numbers that were reported by the Trump administration during his own term.
Were a lot bigger, a bigger number than the ones that were recorded.
You are correct. We have numbers for that too, though.
Yeah, and what was the numbers?
Under Trump's first term, right, was just about 800 to 900,000. And under Biden's term, it was about 1.6 to 1.7 million.
So just because we have some that were recorded, and we know the bigger number, that one after.
No,
I
no,
mean,
that's the
look,
projected number, sir. So that takes into account the ones that we have
and it's
recorded,
almost, it's
sir.
yeah, and
That
it's
takes,
estimated
sir.
to be a bigger one,
No,
a
no,
bigger
that
number.
is
Actually,
the estimated bigger number, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The number that we actually were able to record is like a quarter of that. That 1.7 million or that 800 to 900,000, depending, is the number that we project higher, okay, because we know we didn't record everyone. That is the higher number.
okay. And is that in any given moment, was that okay for the rest of the nation?
Sir, okay is
No,
subjective.
absolutely.
Okay,
It
because
wasn't.
something that
It
you say
wasn't.
is good or okay.
And so we're
Sir,
making it a big deal, though.
Sir,
We're making it a
no,
big deal.
you're
like
making
if
it a
that's
big
some
deal,
type
sir.
of
You're making it a big deal.
I'm not.
You're
No,
making a
because
big deal.
I think
okay?
you would like the safety of when you go to your house or apartment or wherever it is that you live. You like the safety of your forte.
Absolutely,
you like
I do.
safety of
The
your
problem with that is undocumented
you wouldn't
immigrants.
want anybody to walk in into your front door
sir,
and try to break in or be
sir.
like, oh, now I'm looking for a place.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mhm.
So we're
Sir,
looking at it in
that's
a
not a
national
false
level,
equivalent. That's a false equivalency, okay? Because first of all, this
though.
United
Come
the
on.
United States.
How?
Well, I was trying to explain it to you, but
Go ahead.
you know,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah.
No,
First
go
of
ahead.
all, the United States is not your house. Okay, there are different laws that have to do with that as far as a private domicile versus immigration laws. Because if that was the case, when we would have no immigration whatsoever in this country, and also you probably wouldn't be here because I'm sure your family at some point immigrated over here. So therefore, you should be kicked out immediately because technically you're in somebody else's house right now.
See,
Okay, but hold on, I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
That is very democratic to say, and that's why my family turned away.
Let me know when you're done. Okay, I did mention having the self-control of a 16-year-old. Okay? You're having a rough time with it. Okay? Second of all, undocumented immigrants in this country commit violent crime at a rate 30 times less than American citizens do. So what you're saying is that you're 30 times more likely to be killed by somebody inside of the house than you are from letting the people that are being let in.
I don't know. Are you done?
Yeah, see how I'm not talking now? Okay, maybe 16 was too much for you. Okay, we usually learn that in kindergarten.
God, here we go.
We usually learn that in kindergarten to not speak when other people are talking, and then when people are done talking, that's your turn to speak.
But okay, let me tell you something, man. Look, it's not about pointing the finger of who commits the more crime. I just think in general, as Americans, and it's very interesting how you immediately you think you would say or you think you would know that that I happen to have illegal immigration. I'm Native American. That's how ignorant you would probably sound in my community because I'm Native American.
Okay, sir, I don't really care what you are. The part about the violence, sir, the part about
that opens
why
up
would I
assume a new conversation,
sir,
though.
Why
would you
what was the word?
That is not what do you call it? That is not inviting to a party. That is not. That's why you guys lost.
You are now muted and no one can hear you. Okay, and I'm about to take off my headphones. No, I'm just tired of listening to you whine. All right. So what I said was that most likely your family immigrated here because obviously most of the people in the United States had family that immigrated from here. I didn't say that you and your family immigrated here. I said that most likely if you're in the United States, your family immigrated here, which is true because that's statistics. But I'm not the one who brought up crime, sir, or who was more likely to commit crimes in this country. You did. You said you wouldn't want people in your house, okay, because you wouldn't feel safe, okay? And the only reason that I wouldn't feel safe, okay, is if people in that house were trying to do me harm. Okay. But the problem with that is the people that you're talking about letting into your house are statistically much less likely to harm you than the people that are already in your house. So therefore, your entire idea behind letting people in and it's not safe and all that sort of stuff is completely meaningless. So instead of trying to swap the subject, why don't you actually just respond to what I said?
No, I'm not. I'm not swapping the subject. I was trying to.
No, you
I
weren't.
was just a little stunned at how you would immediately assume that at some point my family
I didn't.
migrated.
I already.
Yeah, you did.
I
You
literally
literally
already
said that.
explained that to you, sir.
No, I know, but you took it back because you knew.
No,
you messed
I
up.
said from the get-go, you child, that most likely your family immigrated here. If I am talking to someone in the US, your family most likely immigrated here. Okay?
No.
Now are you going to address the crime thing that I said?
Well, hold on. First of all, I wasn't talking. I was just
All right, sir.
specifically
Either
talking
address
about
what I'm
crime.
saying or I'm literally just going to move on to the next person. This is ridiculous.
Okay,
I
well,
feel like
that's what
I'm talking to a child. This is literally sad, dude.
Bro, no, you're sad because you really try to. You feel
All
like
right.
you're making a point
5,
while you attack,
4,
and then you
3,
okay, go ahead, hang up, go
2,
ahead. But you know you don't make sense.
1.
I just want to.
Are you
let
going to
know.
address the comment or no? Last chance.
I'm trying to address it.
Then do it now.
You're doing no. What? All right,
Do
I'll
it
let
now.
you go, bro. It was nice talking.
Then
to
leave.
you.
Bye.
It was really
Nobody
nice
wants you
talking
here,
to
bro.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Jesus Christ, dude. Literally like talking to a child. Anyway, we're about to open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and that or that follow button wherever you're at. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open, or even consider becoming a member. A member or a subscriber. We do that also. If you do super chats, whatever, I put them on the screen. We put them up. We have conversations about them. It's really fun. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm hoping I don't have to do a restart, but my numbers are looking really strange today, so I might have to. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, hello. How are you? Hello.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 20.
How old?
20. 20.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, sure. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to form my own opinion about it, but
All right, sir. Well, I very much encourage you to form your own opinion. I think that's a great thing to do, but I am not here to help you form your opinion and have these conversations. I'm here to talk to people that support Trump. So I hope if you're trying to form your opinion, you stick around and listen up and have, a great rest of your day. I appreciate that. But I am not here to form your opinion or help you to gain your opinion. But I do really appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 18.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. What year were you born?
I was born 2000.
No, you had to think about that way too long. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I'm personally not from the United States, so I wouldn't say that I support him. I could care less. I just had a question
cool.
for you about the tariffs.
No, not interested. All right, guys. If you do not support Trump, I do not want to talk to you. I love y'all. Hope you're having a wonderful day. But I do not want to talk to you. I'm just being honest. All right. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. How old are you?
38.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I love Trump
Awesome. Why is that?
because he's the greatest president we've had since probably JFK.
All right. How's he that?
Well, for starters, he's destroying all of the corrupt systems from the uniparty system, not just the left or the right, and that's why you guys just can't handle it.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, y'all, if you guys are on my my portrait live, I am going to do a quick restart on that side real quick, but I will be back in like 30
that's what
seconds.
I thought. When you get real fucking dissent, you hang up, pussy.
Sir, I'm still talking to you. I'm shutting
Yeah,
down.
you're crying because you don't know how to debate, dude. All you do is hang up on people.
Yeah, sir, I'm not hanging up on you. Okay.
Your numbers are down because people don't like you.
I had 1,000 people in there.
Wow,
Yeah.
1,000 people.
I would.
How many of them are third world?
All right, sir. Well, here's what's gonna happen. Okay, I
Here's what I'll
am
tell
about
you,
to
bro,
hang out with you.
because we
Hang
can
up
hear
on
the
you.
lisp in your voice.
He's crashing out. I already muted him for you guys. You guys don't want to hear anything that he's saying. Uh-huh. No one can hear you, dude. You've been you sir you've already been muted. That's already done. Okay. He's he needs a lot of therapy. He's having a rough time over there. Anyways, I'm gonna just let him crash out over there. It sounds like he needs the help today. So I'm just gonna let him crash out over there. I'm just gonna take my headphones off so I don't have to hear him and y'all don't have to hear him. Because to be completely honest with you, like, I mean, I don't think that's good for really anybody's mental health. But I think he's trying to talk to me right now. I really can't even I can't even hear him. The headphones are over there, but I'm sure at a certain point he'll he'll catch up to the idea. Yeah, he just needs to let it out, man. Sometimes, this is what happens. So MAGA doesn't believe in therapy. And so this is when it's like really important for them to kind of see. Watch, he's still yelling.
We're gonna throw green dildos.
He's still going
on the football field too.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing over there. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I had to put my headphones back on. I was busy not listening to you. All right. Sorry, I was like really busy not listening to him. Like, my bad. I was gonna listen to him, and then it was just like, poof. Goodness. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next caller. I appreciate. Oh, trust me, y'all. Y'all did not want to have to hear him. It was really bad. It was really bad. It was mostly just a bunch of racist shit. It was a lot of racism and disparaging comments, talking about people in the LGBTQ plus community. Yeah, that was most of what it was. and by most, pretty much all of it. Yeah, that was pretty much all of what it was. It was very, very strange. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
Didn't you just call?
I just wanted to, I wanted to make it clear that I supported Trump in 2016.
Didn't you say you're 20 years old?
Yeah, but like I supported.
So you supported Trump? You supported Trump when you were freaking 11?
Yeah. Well, nowadays the internet is so easy to access, like many radical views online. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of 10 to 18-year-olds that are getting politicized online, and I was paying attention to politics when I was 10. Yes.
Okay. Well,
not in a way that.
Well, you know what, sir? I will say. Okay, I will say this. 10-year-olds should probably be the only people that were supporting Trump. Yeah, because that's literally the only level of maturity for somebody that supports Trump is about 10.
Oh, can I explain how I feel like I came to that point?
At 10? No, I do not care. Why would I possibly care why you came to a conclusion about a presidential candidate at the age 10 or 11? Why would I care about that, man?
I guess to show you how people are thinking nowadays when it comes to their relationship with how they support Trump. I think
sir, you should have been playing with Legos.
I agree.
Okay, you don't know enough at the age of 11, okay, about anything to make a decision on what, like.
I agree, sir. But are you willing to hear out my point before you hang up on me?
No, sir. I thought I have made it like integrally clear. Like, I don't know how to make it any more clear. I do not want to hear your opinion about why you supported Trump when you were 11. There is.
This is not
Oh,
why it was when I was 11. Not when I was 11. Just to be clear, I'm saying that I came to that conclusion at a young age where I don't understand politics, but I'm now at an age where I understand why I even came to that conclusion. And if you can allow me to explain why I feel that way, I think it can give some insight on why Trump supporters feel the way that they do.
I know why Trump supporters support Dan. I'm good,
What's
bro.
your reasoning?
So
What's your reasoning?
my reasoning is I'm gonna go talk to one. Have a good day. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he's the most pro-life president in our history.
Really? How's he
Probably
that?
the biggest thing. Because he's taking away abortion rights from people that want to kill babies.
Oh, but he's also taking away food out of babies' mouths. He's also taking away their Medicare. He's also promoting things like, less gun control, which is literally the biggest killer of children. That is preventable level of children in the United States. Sir, I'm still talking. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, but you asked me, but you never let me finish my question.
No, you did. You said he's the most pro-life president, and I said, how is he the most pro-life president? You then responded by saying he's anti-abortion. Yeah. Then, sir. I'm walking you through the conversation
You're
because
political.
Sir,
your whole channel is
all right. You don't want to talk at all. You just sir.
You interrupt everyone.
Sir.
I
am literally explaining to you right now. You are interrupting me.
Have an open conversation.
You are literally interrupting me. You are literally,
keep open minds for people.
All right, sir.
Open
sir, we're not having open conversation right now, sir. No, I can't even hear what you're saying. To be completely honest with you,
never want to have.
I'm literally trying to have a conversation with you. Okay.
No, you're literally not.
All right, sir. All right. How about this? Here's about this. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Now you be quiet.
It's about time.
Okay. Awesome.
It's about time you be quiet.
All right. Awesome. So what I was in the middle of a sentence of saying is, you said he's the most. All right. Well, I'm sir. Please don't make me mute you like a child, but I will. Okay. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but I'm going to need you to. All right. Well, now I will. Okay. Perfect. Now I'll mute you if you really want to do that. So what happened was you came up here and said that. Yeah, you came up here and said that Donald Trump is the most pro-life president. Okay. And I said how, and you said because he's anti-abortion. And then I said, okay, but he's not pro-life because of X, Y, and Z, right? Because of these three things, okay? And then I was going to allow you to jump in and respond to those three things, okay, that I was saying, but you wouldn't even let me get through the three things. Okay, so that's how this conversation got to the spot that it was, okay? It was not anyone, you're still hollering, all right. So it was not how that conversation went. So now that I've addressed three of the things that I was trying to address, now I will allow you to respond to those three things.
I couldn't hear a damn thing you said because all you did was interrupt, and that's all you do. So if you want to have a political page that's successful, how about you get some PR training and learn how to let people speak without interrupting?
Guys, I wish I could be successful.
Yeah, you're not though.
Man, I wish I could be successful. That would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be fucking crazy. But the problem is that you don't let people speak.
Yeah, I've only been doing this for 2 years, have over like 60,000 followers just on TikTok, and then only been doing it on YouTube for 3 months, and already am closing in on 35. But yeah, man, I wish I could get fucking successful. That would be super cool. Anywho, regardless of any of that, so, yes, I actually have both.
You have a life, or is your life in front of your
Actually,
computer?
I have both of those things. Are you trying to fuck me, or do you want to respond to what I said?
So, listen, you want to have an open conversation.
No, sir. I don't want to have anything with you. Here, I'm gonna let you listen to me very, very fucking clearly. You don't have to. All right, sir. No one can hear you. I have muted you, and no one can hear you. Okay? I am now taking off my headphones so that I don't have to fucking hear you either. Okay? I am trying to have a political conversation based off of the things that you said. Okay. You said something. I addressed it back. Okay. And now I have laid out my point. And now it is time for you to rebuttal my point. Okay. So I am going to give you to the literal like count of 5, okay, to decide on whether you're going to respond to the things that I said. And if you have no will to respond to the conversation in which we're having, then I'll just move on to the caller. It's no crazy. Also, I would also advise, like, it's barely past noon where I'm at. You should maybe like stop like trying to start drinking so early, okay? It's not good for you.
Less want to
5,
completely let
4,
everyone buy into the delusions
3,
that LGBT is good for our
2,
children. It's not. Bringing
1.
prayer back.
All right. I tried really, really hard with that one. I tried really, really hard with that one. Jeffrey, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Whoa.
Hi, how old are you? All right, goodbye. Dude, it's crazy because I can just click like away and like I don't have to hear me where you, but like you guys don't hear him, but he was just like, dude. It's crazy how people say they want to have open conversation, but as soon as they're challenged on any part of their conversation, they no longer want to have open conversation. It's really funny. Hello, how are you?
This is the debate on Donald Trump.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. And you?
Awesome. You already asked that. I already responded. Yeah. How old are you?
74.
You're 74. What year were you born? All right. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Good. I'm 28.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I like Trump.
Awesome. Why's that? Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Why do you support Trump?
For many reasons, like lowering taxes, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, no tax on tips.
Yeah. So cool. So we
Ending
can
6
address those
wars.
things. That sounds great. So do you know who originally proposed no tax on tips, no tax on overtime?
The no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, I believe, was originally introduced by, was it Bernie Sanders?
Well, yeah, actually it was. Bernie Sanders actually introduced that in the 2016 election. And when he did that, it was actually hailed as like this super far left, like almost socialist policy, right? That like should never be instituted.
Well,
So
Bernie Sanders, though.
hold on, sir. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, like, it is kind of crazy that the one, biggest policy that people on the left seem to support is, one that's pretty much a leftist socialist policy, which is pretty crazy. But let's also be clear that Donald Trump's policy isn't actually no tax on tips or no tax on overtime. And what you said about no tax on Social Security, hold on, sir. What you said about no tax on Social Security doesn't even exist within the bill at all. Okay.
It does,
but the no tax on
I've
tips,
checked
no.
my pay stub, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Well, if you're saying it's about your pay stubs, well, I have two quick things to tell you about it. One, both of them are tax deductions, and B, neither of them take effect until next year. So that's pretty impressive that you're seeing them on your pay stubs.
Okay, you just basically admitted that next year you will get a tax rebate for this current season on your Social Security. Currently, at
that
this
is not
moment,
what I said in the slightest.
There is no taxes on overtime and there's no taxes on tips because my paycheck reflects that. My employer is telling me I do not tax you on your overtime. And that's why I've been working overtime.
All right, awesome. Well, sir, again, what I was trying to explain to you before is that that will be a tax deduction. Okay, so if your employer, is not giving you
that doesn't matter because
sir, I'm in the middle of a sentence.
It's not even a valid argument or counter.
Well, how about you let me finish the argument?
Donald Trump got the agenda passed. Your side could not get it
Oh
passed.
my fucking God! All right. So as I was saying, for the people out there,
did offer no tax on tips.
For the people out there
Sanders said he was going
that actually want to hear what I was going to say, I'll just mute him for a second. So what I was saying was, obviously it's a tax deduction, right? So there is a certain amount of money, right? That, mhm. Oh, this is that same guy from earlier. Yeah, it's a good thing I muted you now.
Yeah,
But
'cause
yeah,
you don't let
so the
anyone
no
talk,
tax
bitch.
on tips
Take
and
your
no
lip
tax
risk
on over to.
riddled bag of
Mhm,
gauge to the fridge.
mhm. Just your average Trump supporter, guys.
Yep. We are going to bury your ass for 1,000 years. The Crusades are coming. You can't stop it.
All right. So anyway,
You will
sir.
never be able to stop it. You have already lost this global war, and all you are doing is literally helping the right.
Sir, I can tell literally
You
just
are
by you
literally helping
speaking
create a
that you have
one-party system that
lost.
you so-called
You
fear.
have lost just at life in
I know, I'm
general.
on mute
Okay.
and no.
Anyways, he didn't even realize he wasn't on mute. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
You don't want to know. 60.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I kind of lean a little bit, you know. Yes, but he's going to get us in a war.
Well, yeah, no shit. Why would you support him if he's going to get us in a war?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you got to give the guy credit.
No, I don't.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean when people say that. I mean, he has done some stuff. You know, he did try keeping out the bad with the wall. You know, he doesn't take no other country's crap.
Yes, he does. He's literally simping. He's literally simping to Russia right now. Literally, he is taking all of Russia's crap. Like literally, he invited freaking the freaking Vladimir Putin over, repeated all the things he said that he made an agreement while Russia was continuing to attack, and then continued to further the attack by attacking a U.S. factory. And he's still simping for Russia. So no, he 100% takes crap. He takes all the crap. He literally just lays down and freaking just lets Russia crap all over him whenever they want.
See, all I ever see on the news, or, your guys' commentaries, are when he walks into, a foreign country where, they'll shoot you in the face for looking at him the wrong way. And he walks in, hands him papers, I know where you live, I'll kill your family. Like the one Arabic, that it is instant death if you touch this man.
No,
Trump,
first of all, none of these countries are touching the U.S. president, regardless of who they are. Second of all, that entire thing about like, oh, if you do this, we'll kill you and your family, that's actually been debunked and proven wrong, that he never did that.
Why aren't we hearing about that?
Because you actually have to turn off Fox News and actually open like research. Yeah, you actually have to look into these things. See, Donald Trump will get on screen and tell you whatever the hell he thinks that you should hear in order to make you think that he's this strong man or he's this, this great man or whatever. And Fox News is going to repeat no matter what Trump says, regardless of, of whether it's true or not, right? So you actually have to fact check and look into these things to actually see what's happening. Just like Donald Trump getting up there and saying, oh, we obliterated Iran's nuclear site, when literally our own defense agency and everybody else's intelligence agency just says, like, hey, we didn't do that. He literally says job numbers are good when the jobs people say they're bad. He literally says, our economy is doing great when our economy starts failing. He says, tariffs aren't going to cause inflation when they do. Like, he's up on some freaking thing about how he wasn't friends with Epstein and somehow Obama tried to commit a coup. Like, it doesn't matter if you just do like the slightest bit, and I don't even mean like a lot. If you just do the slightest bit of research and digging into 99% of the things Trump says, you realize that it's pretty much all like erroneous from the get-go.
see, and that's where it's, see, my father was a vet, and he was a big man, and he was a sharpshooter, and he boxed when he was in the services. What, you know, when they had their time, they got their time down, and I mean, he's a mean SOB, you know, and he said, you know, we need somebody like Trump that won't back down from these countries.
But he does back down.
And from what we're seeing, he is the aggressor.
No, he's not. Russia is the aggressor. See, Russia was the aggressor, and we were right. We did need someone that wasn't going to back down to the aggressor, like Joe Biden did. Joe Biden didn't back down to Putin. Joe Biden stood up to Putin. Joe Biden said, Putin, we're going to stop this war, and we're going to put our resources to make sure that you stop killing people, and we're not going to sit here and just let you freaking walk over, you know, sovereign countries like Ukraine. We're not going to sit there and let you walk over us. We're not going to sit there and, you know, let you spread your propaganda or kidnap tens of thousands of children and put them in re-education camps. Joe Biden said, we're going to stand up to you. That's what a strong president does. Donald Trump just says, please come over and take more.
Now, see, I get the, you know, he goes to, you know, Iran or wherever, and, you know, it's instant death if you touch that, you know, I don't want to call them presidents because they're not presidents. And he pats them and walks right past them like dares them.
That's just being disrespectful. That's all that is. Yeah, you know, any president could have done that. What are one of these countries going to freaking start war with the U.S. over it? Of course they're not. The U.S. military would wipe them off the face of the planet. They turn their entire country into glass. Okay.
Well,
the difference. Hold on. The difference is that other presidents actually had respect for other leaders, and other leaders actually respected the U.S. president. The difference is that Donald Trump isn't smart enough to even have respect.
Well, my father says we don't have a great, honey, I had a stroke, so some words come hard to me. We don't have a great, to fight a war. We don't have my father said that when we went and bombed Germany, that, you know, we couldn't even win that, you know, we needed help with that.
Of course we needed help with that. So did Europe. They all needed help. We all need help, and we all need each other, which is why it's so important that we have alliances like NATO to make sure that we're able to actually help each other, like we did in World War II, like we did after 9/11. You know, like we need to have those type of alliances across the United States, because that's what's important, right? The whole reason that NATO was formed was because we needed the ability to help each other after the second time Germany got a little frisky and stuff like that. But ma'am, I am going to move on to the next caller, but I do hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Oh, well, thank you for talking to me. There's just things that I didn't, you know, I just don't understand, you know, that it's just all this war and, you know, and my father telling, you know, if we have a ground war, we're not going to win.
Well, that depends on who we have a war against, man. But if you do want to listen and hang around a little bit longer, I'm sure you can learn something and you know, be a part of this. So I really, really appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button, and maybe you can listen around for a while. But I do hope you have a good one. I am going to move on, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to the next person. We're gonna keep this going and yeah, move on to the next caller. That was definitely a pace change from what we were going on. Gringa, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, thank you for being nice to this older woman. Oh, well, dude, she was nice to me. Guys, do you guys really not get it yet? I match energy, bro. If you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice back. Not that difficult. If you come up being a jerk, then I'm a bigger jerk. That's all it is. part of life. But thank you, Green. I appreciate the super chat. Yo, make sure you guys hit that sub button, hit that follow button, turn on notifications if you haven't already. We're gonna keep this thing going. Move on to the next caller. If you guys would like to support the live, please consider sending super chats. I also do have my pay links in my bio, all that fun stuff. So I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Good. I'm 17.
All right. Sorry, man. You have to be 18 or older. I do appreciate you, though. Hello?
Hello?
Weren't you just here?
No.
How old are you?
21.
Awesome. What year were you born?
1989.
Nice try. That's kind of weird that you think that 1989 is 21. That's the crazy thing. that puts you pretty a lot older than that. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Okay, so I just want to say I am for Trump. That does not exactly mean that I agree with everything he does. I just believe that he's the best of the worst. I don't really support any politicians, honestly. But
and what's he doing that's the best, considering he's literally turning, the U.S. military against its own people. He's making our standing across the world worse. He's making our economy worse. And oh yeah, he's still a felon and a rapist. And he has links to freaking Epstein. So how is he the better of anything?
Okay, so starting in reverse, links to Epstein, do I think he's on the list? Yes. But do I think every other politician and every other person that has the amount of money he has is on the list? Yes.
That's ridiculous, sir. Is every single politician and every single rich person literally had freaking Epstein over at his house and been hanging out with him and called him like best friends?
I mean, they may not be in the spotlight, but I do believe that they were all doing the same stuff.
Gotcha. So you just have this random belief with no evidence that there's all of these people that are out there that are doing it, and they all happen to be rich and, and powerful and in the government. You have this just random idea with absolutely no evidence that they're all involved with it, right? But Trump, who there is all of the evidence for, okay, you're just putting in the same group with all of them, even though nothing matches that whatsoever.
I mean, I wouldn't say nothing matches it.
Well, I'm sorry. Do you have somebody else like within our government, maybe on the left or something, that there's even 10% of the evidence? How about 2% of the evidence, like that they were as involved with, with good old Jeffrey?
Well, second thing is it's not necessarily a crime to be a friend with somebody that is a bad person.
I didn't say it was a crime, sir.
That he did.
I didn't say it was a crime. I said it does not make him better than anyone. You're making an argument that he is, better than everybody else that we had out there. I'm not saying it's a crime. No, it's not a crime to just be friends with a bad person. But when you are just really, really close to that bad person all the time, and that certain person was, doing things like trafficking children, and he was literally using your properties as a proxy in order to do that, then I do have to question your morality.
Okay, so, I mean, if we want to go there, then we got to say that everybody who hung out with Diddy was doing the same stuff that he was doing.
I question a lot of the people that hung out with Diddy, too. Yeah.
So, my point, I believe that a lot of these people were
But see, Diddy didn't get convicted of trafficking children.
Yeah, that's because everybody knows the truth about that situation. I mean, you can get a good enough lawyer and get out of anything.
No, sir, that's not the case. Was Diddy doing some real creepy, nasty shit? Yeah, 100% he was. Okay, no doubt. All right, and anybody that was going and hanging out with him and being at his parties is also freaking really creepy and weird. Okay, very, very clear. The difference between that is that those people that were freaking, at the Diddy parties and being all super creepy and weird, who were, again, all at least, well, not all fully consenting adults, but at least all adults, at least, right? None of them are the fucking president. That's a little bit of a
Well,
higher standard,
I
sir.
honestly,
I don't hold
honestly,
my rappers and my music producers to the same moral standard that I hold the president of the United States.
so I honestly believe that that is part of the reason why Trump did win. And that is because people wanted somebody that was a normal person, that didn't exactly come from politics. He's a businessman. Everybody knows that. That's kind of like everybody else. That's why I said, do I agree with everything Trump does? No.
Do you consider
But
yourself a
I
normal
believe
person?
that part of the reason he won is because people wanted someone that says what they think. He does exactly what he says. Now, do I believe everything he does is right? No. But when he got up there and said, this is what I'm going to do, he came into office and he did exactly what he says. Now,
Really, that's interesting.
whether you agree with what he says, even you take the economy.
Wait, hold on. Let's not move to the economy yet. Let's start at square one. You said he says what he does. He's a normal person. First of all, I don't know any normal person that A, got gifted over $400 million from their dad, and B, is best friends with the most well-known sex trafficker on the face of the planet. That doesn't seem very normal to me. But let's just pretend for some ridiculous reason that's fine. Biggest and most repeated promise that Donald Trump had his entire campaign was that he was going to end the war between Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours of him becoming president-elect. How's that going?
Okay, so going with that also, right? I just feel like if Trump was to turn around and tell Putin, if you guys don't stop tomorrow, I'm going to blow your guys' brain away, everybody will say, he's trying to start a war. If he tries to make peace, then he's taking crap.
Sir,
like he can't win.
Sir, hold on. I think that you think I'm arguing Donald Trump's stance on Ukraine and Russia. I'm not. Your statement was Donald Trump, you pretty much were like, Donald Trump stands on business. If he says something, he is going to do it. He said all of these things in his campaign, and as soon as he got into office, he did all of those things. I am not arguing Donald Trump's stance on Ukraine. I am arguing the fact that Donald Trump says shit and doesn't do any of it. I was just on example one of probably a dozen different things that Donald Trump said that he was going to do in his campaign that he is not doing, is not even attempting to do, not even trying to do, already admitted that he can't do. What are you talking about?
And that is, he at least did try. I would say that. He did try. Now, when it comes down to stuff that he's not even trying to do, what is one example of something that you said he said he's going to do and he has not even attempted to do it?
Yeah, how about the lowering of grocery prices? He actually said that he was going to lower grocery prices. Hold on. Yeah. I'm not done with my sentence. Donald Trump said he was going to lower grocery prices on day one. Literally 5 days before he took the presidency, he was like, oh, actually, I looked at it, and it's actually going to be really hard to do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. And then literally, since then, grocery prices have gone up.
Okay, so with that, I know it may not be everywhere. I don't know where you stay, but I stay in Georgia and South Georgia, and grocery prices have went down where I stay. But speaking on that topic, if you can give me 30 seconds, and I will explain what Donald Trump is doing with that and why it is not going to be a quick fix.
Oh, hold on, sir. I think that there's some confusion here. Okay. Do you understand what the conversation is right now?
Yes.
What is the conversation?
Explain to you.
What is the conversation right now?
That Donald Trump at least is trying or did what he said he was going to do.
Okay, awesome. So, sir, trying is all great. Okay, how about this? Do you think that Joe Biden did a good job on immigration?
No, he did horrible.
Okay, but he tried.
No, he didn't.
No, there was 3 different immigration bills that were blocked by Republicans during his administration. 3 different ones. 3 separate bills that Joe Biden tried to get passed during his administration, and they didn't pass. But I guess by your theory, right? By your theory, because of that, Joe Biden was excellent on immigration, right? Because he tried.
No. Actually, that's what I'm saying. If you give me a chance, I could explain exactly what Trump is doing with the economy and how it will get better, but it has to get worse.
Sir. See, again, you're switching away. Is it just we just want someone to try, even though they have no ability to do so, even though they have
You
no
have never
plan?
let me answer the question.
Sir, are you
Yeah.
saying that we should just be able to just say, you're just saying, I'm going to give Donald Trump credit for everything he tries at, even if he doesn't really try that hard, even if he doesn't really have a plan to actually do anything, even though the things that he's saying actually aren't factual and have no ability to come
See,
true.
well, that's what I disagree.
Just the
He
idea,
does have a plan.
just the idea
He does.
that he's trying is okay for you, correct?
No, it's not that he's trying. It's actually going through the process. The process just takes time.
Awesome. So what
if you
process
let
is
me
he doing that's
explain
going to
that-
lower your grocery
Okay.
prices?
And that's what I'm going to explain right now, right? We get everything from China. We get everything from all these other countries. I think that's really dumb, because if China wants to destroy our economy, they just say we're going to stop selling stuff and our economy is going to collapse. That is what's Trump trying to do, bring everything back to America, bring all the jobs back here. That way America can function on their own. Now, the fact that he's pulling a lot of jobs and trying to bring all the jobs back here, yes, it's going to take time, because China can pay people whatever they pay people to make this stuff and send it over. It's really cheap. So for a while, once you try to bring all this stuff back, you're not getting stuff as cheap. Of course, prices are not going to go down. They're going to go up for a little bit. But once it comes back here and all the jobs get settled here, I do believe that in time, the prices will start going back down. Trump is trying to make America to where they're only relied on America. You don't have to rely on China. You don't have to rely on anybody else for our stuff. Because,
well, first of all, what you're saying is not true. But even more importantly than it not being true, it's not relevant. Okay. Even more importantly than what you're saying not being true, it's not relevant, because we're talking currently about grocery prices. And I would like to be very, very clear. First of all, you said you live in Georgia and that grocery prices are down under the Donald Trump administration. And here currently, I just have the stats up here right here as far as Georgia food inflation. And Georgia's food inflation has risen significantly every single month since October of 2024. And then it raised actually even more significantly in March of 2025. So yes, Georgia's food inflation has gone up. Hold on. Georgia's food inflation has gone up consistently since Donald Trump took office. So your whole thing about it not going up is complete bullshit. Okay. Second of all, when we actually look at the hold on.
I live here and I buy the grocery prices. You're telling me that's not going up. And
congratulations, bro. That has nothing to do with anything, okay? So what I was saying was, when you're talking about things being made from China, sir, what we're seeing right now is things like
Google, all the grocery prices going down. I'm actually buying the stuff from the store. I know they're going down. Like, I go to the store.
Sir, you are one person buying food from one store for one person. That does not. Did Donald Trump literally just do things with grocery prices and go, I am going to only lower grocery prices for just you and nobody else across Georgia? Is that what you're saying?
So if the grocery prices are going down,
yes or no, sir? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not the only person that buys groceries from the same store.
Right. And I have about 50 people from Georgia just in one of my chats right now saying, I live in Georgia. He is a liar.
And do you know there's a lot more than 50 people that live in Georgia?
Correct, which is why I go off of the entire freaking state's grocery prices, but you don't like that. I pulled up the entire state's grocery prices because I didn't want to rely on those 50 people or you. I figured I would just rely on all of the data to show that the grocery prices were going up, because that covers everyone, and that's a lot better.
But when you track it back, it was under Biden's administration that the grocery prices started going up in the first place.
Sir, Donald Trump said, I will lower grocery prices. Okay?
And he has.
He has not. Grocery prices are up unequivocally across the United States. Okay? On top of that, you're making all of this stuff about tariffs. And while tariffs do have some effect on our food industry, that is very correct, there is a large part of our food industry that is being destroyed by Donald Trump's tariffs and by multiple other reasons. Let's be clear, right? Like, as far as beef goes in this country, most of the beef in this country is provided within the United States, but beef is up 13% since Donald Trump took office. Okay? So even off of just beef alone, right? His tariffs and making it even with other countries doesn't even make any sense, because we're getting our beef from here.
So if his tariffs were the problem, how is you're saying that the beef has gone up, and this does not come from other countries, but his tariffs are the problem.
I
You
never
know,
said tariffs were
putting
the
tariffs
problem,
on our
sir.
own stuff.
You were the one who brought up tariffs. I was the one who said grocery
No,
prices
I
were
never
up.
brought it.
No, sir. I said that grocery prices were up. You said, yes, but Donald Trump is fixing it, and here's how. He's putting in tariffs to make things even with other countries. I never brought up tariffs. I never brought up them being even with other countries. I never brought up how Donald Trump was trying to fix it. You brought up the tariffs, sir. You brought up the tariffs and the other countries when we're talking about grocery prices. I didn't.
Okay, so what I want to know is this a quick question for me, and this is an honest question. What do you think Donald Trump has done? What do you think Donald Trump has done to make prices go up? If it's not tariffs,
Well, it
what do
depends
you
on
think
what
he
prices
has
we're
done
talking about.
that is making the prices go up?
It depends on what prices we're talking about.
This take beef. This had nothing to do with tariffs. This is all inside.
What do I think Donald Trump did to make beef
What
beef rise?
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything.
What do you think he has done to make beef rise?
I don't think he did
Has nothing
anything.
to do with tariffs, obviously, because
I don't think he did anything.
so how is it Donald Trump?
I didn't say it was Donald Trump's fault. I didn't say it was Donald Trump's fault. You said that Donald Trump said that he was going to lower grocery prices. I didn't make that claim. You didn't make. Donald Trump made that claim. I never blamed him for the grocery prices for beef prices going up, but he said he was going to bring them down, and you're saying that he stands on business. You're saying that everything that he promises he does. Okay, I'll give you another example of that. We were talking about Ukraine and Russia. Do I blame Donald Trump for Ukraine and Russia being at war? No. Do I even believe that it's Donald Trump's job to solve the war between Ukraine and Russia? No. Donald Trump said he was going to end the war within 24 hours of being president-elect. You're saying that everything that Donald Trump says he is doing. Okay? Even if I don't have an expectation of the president doing that, Donald Trump is making the claim that he was going to do it, and you're saying that everything that Donald Trump makes a claim that he's doing, he is doing. This is why I keep saying you don't understand what conversation we're having. And that's why I've asked you 3 times. You don't understand what the conversation we're having is.
That comment that I made stemmed from all the fact that I said I believe that Trump is better than everybody else, and that's when I made that point.
And how is he better?
So, to your own admittance, if it wasn't Trump's fault, it wasn't Trump's fault before Biden. So, to my same point that when I made that comment, if Trump stands on what he does, it was to the point that I believe that Trump is better than all the other people that we could have, like Biden, right? So to your same point, what I say is, you said, well, it's not Trump's fault that it's going up, right? Then whose fault
That
was it?
specifically
It wasn't
one.
Trump's first term.
We just have a shortage of cows in the United States, dude. We just have a shortage of cows. Cows are getting sick. That's it.
What?
We have a shortage of cows. Cows are getting sick in the United States. When you have a shortage of cow, you have a supply and demand problem, which raises the price of beef. It was the same thing with the eggs that happened under the Biden administration. We had the avian flu, which means a bunch of chickens were dying, which means we couldn't get as many eggs, so therefore egg prices went up. It's that simple. Not everything that happens in the United States is always just the president's fault. Okay? Not to cause it, not to fix it, not everything. Not everything is just the president's fault. Okay, but I don't blame Joe. I didn't blame Joe Biden for egg prices going up, and I don't blame Donald Trump for beef prices going up, because neither of those are either of their fault. Okay, I blame Donald Trump for the price increases on the things that he is controlling.
Okay, we can move into that. Okay, price the thing that he did control. Example.
What?
I said example of how he raised the prices of things that he can control.
Yeah, so tariffs are a way that he is actually raising prices.
Okay. As far as prices on what?
On a lot of consumer goods. specifically cheap consumer goods like things like clothes and other things like that. We're getting, you know, special ones when it comes to like cars and there's a lot of things. Pretty much if you can buy it at Walmart or Amazon, it's pretty much getting risen on.
Well, so I mean, if you want to go back to the same point, is I believe it's the same problem, and that is, people don't want to work in factories no more. I mean, you can just like I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with what you do. I mean, if you can get a job online, I mean, making contact, why go work in a factory? If I can get on a job online, you know, sitting from home. I mean, I do blame COVID for a lot of that. People realize that they can work from home and make the same amount of money. And people don't want to go back to factories and make clothes and do all this nonsense.
Sure, we stopped making clothes in factories 40 years ago.
What I'm saying is, yeah, because China does it, and they send it over through Temu.
Yep.
And I do believe that is, I mean, that's just the way the economy is right now. Nobody wants to do it. China does it. And what Trump's trying to say now is, hey, guys, you know, China's making all of our stuff. Yes, everybody knows that. Everybody wants everything cheap. Everybody wants everything right now. I can just, Amazon is here in 3 days, and I've got to go to the store. I don't have to do anything. Well, what Trump's saying is, guys, do you realize that if China wants to shut down our whole economy, they can just say, I'm done making you guys' stuff. And that's it. Our whole economy is going to go into the ground because nobody wants to do it here. And that's what I say as far as Trump's process of trying to get people here to work.
Yeah. So, sir, first of all, Joe Biden created a record number of jobs, 16 million jobs, and had a record low unemployment rate in this country. So you saying that Donald Trump needs to create jobs or Donald Trump needs to freaking, you know, get people back to work? That's ridiculous because Joe Biden already had them back to work. So that's already not happening. Plus, on top of that, the amount of people that are unemployed in this country pretty much matches the amount of open jobs that are already in this country. So there's no point in bringing all of these jobs, you know, back over from China to make T-shirts and stuff because there's no one here to work them. That's also, we could go into the fact that, you know, most people that would work them, Donald Trump is deporting right now, but that's not even, you know, part of the conversation that we're having right now, right? But regardless of any of that, sir, Donald Trump's not even doing that. Manufacturing jobs are down in the United States, right? Jobs are going away. Businesses are leaving, right? So we're not getting this whole, oh, he's going to bring all these jobs back. You're right. People don't want to work factory jobs. It has nothing to do with hold on. It has nothing to do with, oh, freaking, you know, COVID or people working online. No, people don't want to work in factories for freaking less than freaking, you know, than livable wage in this country anymore. And nor should anybody, right? We have yet to increase the minimum wage in this country to match any type of livable wage in the United States. And now we're having factories who want to pay people, right, ridiculously low prices in order to work in factories. Well, they can't do that, so they pay people in other countries very ridiculously low wages. So if you were to bring those factories back to the United States, one, we don't have the workers to work them. Two, the prices of those things would like quadruple just based off the labor cost, not to mention the fact of retooling factories, not to mention the fact that we don't have those factories here in order to even retool, or so we don't have the workers, we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the factories, and it would raise the cost of everything that we have here by like 4 times, so that we can make our own H&M t-shirts. Well, first of all, I don't even think we'd have an H&M because the whole point of them is that they're selling cheap goods, right? And those goods would no longer be cheap anymore if we were having to make them in the United States, right? You can already buy things in the United States, right? You can already buy things in the United States that are more expensive, that are, you know, that are at a higher quality, that are, you know, that are any of these things, right? You can do that right now. Right? People choose not to. They choose to buy the cheaper goods, and people are always going to buy people are always going to buy the cheaper goods when it comes to certain products, right? Including me. You know, there are certain things I like that are very, very nice and that are made in the United States and that are made, you know, with a high quality. And there's certain things I like to be cheap and I can throw them away and just get a new one whenever I want. When I buy a broom, I buy a, you know, $3 one off of Temu if I can, you know, because I just toss it and get a new one. I don't care, you know. When I buy hats, I like nice, like Richardson hats. You know, I like, you know, good American made hats. Just the way it is, all right? But Donald Trump's tariffs are not, Donald Trump's tariffs are not going to bring this manufacturing back.
Okay, so, and you're correct. Okay, you just made really good. I don't disagree with none of that. So now we're stuck between two evils, two bad problems, and that is nobody here wants to work, right? And then the other problem we're stuck with is China controls our economy. So I believe that is where tariffs come in, where Trump says, okay, we can't compete with you with how much you guys pay your people because I can't come in there and make you change that. But what I can do is make sure that everything that you send here has tariffs on it to at least give us a chance. Does that make sense? I put tariffs on it. I can't compete with you can't go into China and tell them you guys got to pay your people more, take you out of labor factories. You just can't do that. But you're stuck between, okay, the people here aren't going to do it, right? The people there are going to do it, but their prices we just can't compete with.
Sir, stop. You need to stop with this. Nobody here wants to work. People in this country want to work.
Of the tariffs.
Sir, people in this country are working. Okay?
Yeah, just different jobs.
Exactly.
It's just not the same as before.
But sir, this whole bullshit about China controls our economy. No, they don't. Okay? China does not control our economy. The only thing is that we have a trade deficit with China. That is not China controlling our economy. Okay? I have a trade deficit with Publix. All right? Which means I buy a shit ton more from Publix than they buy from me. It's actually like 100% deficit.
Right.
They buy nothing from me. Okay? So I have a 100% trade deficit with Publix. That doesn't mean that Publix controls me. Okay? That doesn't mean that Publix can shut down my economy. Okay? That doesn't mean that that Publix controls my budgets or at any point they can make sure that I starve. Okay? It just means that I buy more stuff from them than they buy from me. That's the exact same thing that happens, with every country. And that's because we're the largest consumer nation, right? We are always going to have a trade deficit as long as we are the ones that are consuming in this nation. And we consume products at a super high rate, a rate in which we cannot manufacture enough in this country in order to consume. All right. So while there are certain areas, hold on. I need to address something you said. I'm not finished. So you're gonna make me lose my train of thought. Okay. The idea that we should have tariffs, all right, in order to allow U.S. manufacturing in order to catch up and stay relevant in certain situations, that is true. There are certain situations that we should have tariffs on in order to make sure that that our relevant U.S. manufacturing stays good. The auto industry is a great example of that, right? Auto tariffs, especially when it comes to things like electric vehicles, are detrimental to this country for our auto industry in order to survive, right? Certain tariffs on the steel industry is an important way to, it's an important thing when it comes to that. But that's not what Donald Trump is doing. If Donald Trump was putting in targeted tariffs to ensure, American manufacturing of certain products that, that could be helpful to the infrastructure and the sustainability of U.S. manufacturing, then those would be good tariffs. But Donald Trump is literally threatening a 30% tariff or a 50% tariff on Brazil because Brazil is trying to put their ex-right-wing fucking president on trial for committing a coup. That's not for trying to bring jobs back. That's not to help U.S. manufacturing. That is simply because Donald Trump thinks that he can control everything that he fucking wants to do by tariffs, and he's putting the American consumer at risk by doing so.
Okay, so you don't argue the fact as far as tariffs on China, tariffs on stuff like that.
What?
You're not arguing that as far as China putting tariffs on stuff coming from China. You don't argue none of that.
Yes, Donald Trump's tariffs on China are stupid.
Okay, so
if Donald Trump put a tariff on electric vehicles from China, that would not be stupid. Donald Trump putting a blanket tariff on China, stupid. Especially when you put a tariff on that's 145% or whatever he got on there. That's not helping us. You're literally just putting a tariff on China so that U.S. consumers have to pay more for the exact same products because we don't have the infrastructure in the United States in order to freaking build those products.
And are you aware of what China puts on goods coming from here to there?
Sir, China has very freaking lower tariffs than we have on them currently when it comes to their stuff. And again,
Currently,
it's not
it was
sir, it
not
was
like
lower
that for
before.
many years.
It was lower before. Donald Trump's tariffs freaking almost put freaking the soybean industry in the United States completely out of business. Hundreds of thousands of farmers went fucking bankrupt and had to get bailed out by the United States or by the United States government because when Donald Trump raised our tariffs, China raised their tariffs also, and then our soybean farmers couldn't sell to China anymore.
Okay, so you made a point, right? When you
I made
were
lots
talking
of
about-
them.
Okay, let me make my point. You made your argument about Publix, right? You buy way more from Publix than Publix gets from you, obviously, right? But when Publix is the only place, that doesn't mean they own you. It doesn't. You know why? Because you have a lot of places you can buy from. If Publix doesn't like you, you go somewhere else. But when Publix is the only place that you can buy this stuff from, or you are buying this stuff from, if Publix decides that, you know what, I'm going to raise my stuff to a ridiculous amount of money, or I'm just not going to sell to him anymore, you're going to be in a world of hurt. If that's the only place
Awesome.
you're getting
So
this
what product
stuff
are we
from.
getting from China that we can't get from someplace else?
Everything comes from China. I mean,
Sir,
go to your
what
house.
are we
You
getting
see,
from China that we can't get from anywhere else?
It's not the fact that we can't. It's
Well,
the fact
you
that we
you
aren't.
you were the one who brought up this hypothetical, sir, not me. Okay? You brought it up.
It's the fact-
You
okay, so-
said if I have a trade deficit from Publix, there is no different. It's not a big deal because I can just go someplace else, right? I can go shopping someplace else. You are correct. That's totally fine. What can the United States not go shop from someplace else?
The point is not that you can't get it from somewhere else. The point is that you're going to run into the same problem if you get it from somewhere else that we have here, and that is China is. I mean, there are few other countries that, I mean, India is one of them, that do the same thing as China, as far as pay their people trash. But if you go and try to buy your stuff from any other country, like, I mean, just what are you going to get your stuff from Germany? No, you're going to run into the same problems because China is paying their people. Nobody can compete with that. They're
Yes, they
not paying-
can.
I mean, it's
Vietnam
basically
can compete with
forced labor.
that. India can
It's
compete with
basically-
that. There's tons of other countries
Yeah,
that
okay,
can
India-
and do compete with
India-
that currently. Places in like
India-
all sorts of Indonesia, Malaysia.
But what I'm saying is all the same problem, and that is, it's not that they can compete with
No,
them. It's
that's just
I mean, it's
the
basically
problem
forced
you're
labor.
making. That's just the problem
What
you're
I'm saying is
making.
basically forced-
You're making it a problem that we get things from other country, and I'm saying that it's not a problem. It's not only not a problem, but it's necessary.
I feel like it's not a problem right now, because I mean everybody wants stuff free. It's the world if you get everything right now, get everything cheap. But I just feel like if it comes to a point to where, as far as when you're speaking of countries and world powers, Russia, Germany, China, America, when you're speaking of in that, if China knows that I mean, honestly, like,
Bro, what are you even
answer
saying
this
anymore,
question.
dude?
Truthfully, answer this question.
No,
If
no,
China
truly.
could
Like, what are
stop
you even
selling
saying
to
anymore?
America,
It sounds like you're like trying so hard to come up with an argument against me on
China
this
stopped
that you're
selling
just
to
like you're just
America.
saying random words. You're just like, and
If
China
China stopped
and it's you're not even saying anything anymore, dude. Like
Because you keep interrupting me everything I say. If
no,
China
sir.
stopped
I
selling to
literally
America,
just sat
what
here
would
and just
happen
let
to
you
America's-
talk. Shh.
What would happen to America's economy if China stopped selling? Said, you know what? We don't want to deal with you guys anymore. We're going to stop selling to you guys. What would happen to America's economy?
Okay. You stopped making a point. We already went through this part. Okay? We've already done this part of the conversation. Okay?
And that's what
All
I mean.
right.
That is the whole point of tariffs. That was the
All
whole
right, sir.
argument.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, but I'm not going to continue going back over the same topics that we've already said over and over and over. And I've already explained to you in like excruciating fucking detail. Okay. And you're obviously choosing not to listen. Okay.
No,
you're
choosing not
saying
to.
what happens if China decides. I already answered that question. You asked whoever we're going to get all this stuff from. I already answered that question. You said no one else can compete. I already answered that question. I've already done all of this. Okay. And now you're just going all the way back to the beginning. Okay. instead of actually just listening to what I was saying so you could actually understand it and have it make sense. Now you're just trying to find an argument. Okay.
Well, you
So-
made a good point. I agree with you. Like I didn't just say
I'm
nothing you
aware.
said is true. I mean, if you made a point, I agree with you.
I know,
Of
but we're
course,
about a half an
not
hour
everybody
into the
agrees.
conversation, and that's usually when they tend to just digress into nothing anyway, which is exactly what's happening right now. So I'm going to move on to the next person. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like, dude, we just don't need to. You just don't have to harp on just on the same thing over and over. Okay. Anyways, Cranberry, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Said the myth of the Canadian dairy import tariff on the U.S. Yeah, it's not a myth as much as it's a misleading comment, right? There is a Canadian dairy import or import tariff. It just doesn't fucking kick in until this astronomical amount of dairy has been, moved from the United States into Canada, a number that has never been hit. But, people like to, use misleading comments and arguments in order to try to make this point about, reciprocal tariffs. But really, it's a joke. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Y'all, if you guys would like to support the live and you guys would like to send me a super chat, first of all, it helps go a long way to getting to being able to do this every day. So I really, really appreciate you guys. And I'll put up on the screen, talk about them, and have some fun. But make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. We do this pretty much every single day except for Fridays. So I really, really appreciate that. Normally it's a little later at night. We're seeing how things are kind of working during the day here. But make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. And we're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate that. Again, if you guys would like support, please consider hitting up my pay links or the super chats or gifts or anything like that. That really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, also consider becoming a member or a paid sub. We're going to be playing bingo next time we're back on too. So appreciate that. So anyways, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I sure do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because I don't like cartels.
Because you don't like cartels. Well, that's cool because nobody really likes cartels. I assume except for the people that, are in cartels, I would assume. They're probably pretty big fans. But that's not really a Trump thing.
Yeah, but he's doing the best with getting rid of them so far. I mean, he's better than Kamala was, at least.
Kamala wasn't in charge of getting rid of cartels, nor was she ever had the power to get rid of cartels. So,
Well, her party and whatnot.
Her party and whatnot. What cartel has Donald Trump gotten rid of?
Well, I don't necessarily want to get rid of them. I just hate them.
Well, sir, you're saying that Donald Trump is getting rid of cartels. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
what cartel
but, I mean,
has he gotten rid of?
He's hurting the cartels. Let me rephrase that.
Hurting them into the United States?
No, I mean bringing them harm.
Well, he literally just made like an amnesty deal with like 17 members of like El Chapo's family.
No, but he's also, I mean, you've seen the ICE raids and stuff. I love it.
Sure, you do realize that like less than 15% of people that friggin' have been detained or arrested for apprehension under these ICE raids have any criminal record except for crossing the border. And even a small, minute, tiny percentage of those people have any cartel ties whatsoever.
You're entitled to your opinion. You think
that's not my opinion. Those are Donald
Trump's.
Those are Donald Trump's numbers. Those are the ones that are being reported by his Customs and Border Protection and his ICE agency.
Yeah, but have you seen how California's been doing on their streets and stuff over in LA and the way DC's looking cleaned up? I mean, it just seems like common sense.
Yeah, DC was already at a 30-year low on crime before Donald Trump sent anything in. Actually, Donald Trump was literally just bragging in April about how good the crime rate was in DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump did nothing.
So with the Democrats saying all our farm workers and stuff, you know, I like the immigrants, but the cartels.
Again, sir, Donald Trump's not arresting cartel members. He's arresting just whoever looks brown. Okay, If Donald
No,
Trump was
there's a lot of white dudes.
Sir, if Donald Trump was just arresting cartel members, then nobody has a complaint with that. Okay? There would be no protest, there would be no issues, there would be no problems. Literally, no one would care if Donald Trump was just like, I'm going after cartel members and criminals. I'd be like, you know what, Donald Trump? Good job. I would do that. I don't care. I'll be up here and I'll be like, you know what? I think that that's a great idea. I think we should go after cartel members and criminals. I think that they're absolutely horrible, and I think that we should put them in jail and then, have them serve their sentence and then, be sent to wherever. Because I don't think that people that traffic, drugs or people especially are in any way good. Donald Trump's not doing that. Okay.
Who has a problem
Donald
with what
Trump
he's
is
doing?
deporting people like kids with cancer without their medical treatment. Okay. Donald Trump is literally trying to deport fathers of U.S. freaking Marines in this country. Okay. He's deporting people to countries they don't belong to with no criminal record, or deporting people to torture prisons that have no criminal record whatsoever.
Yeah, but I think people would have a problem with that. But I mean, it's common. Everyone's agreed with what he's been doing so far. Like, I don't think you're getting accurate information.
Well, sir, not everyone agrees with it. I don't think you're getting accurate information, because Donald Trump had his highest approval rating when it came to immigration prior to the election, and now he's underwater on it. I think the last numbers I saw, he was only at like a 38 or 37% approval rating on immigration. So actually, the majority of the majority of the people don't support Donald Trump's immigration policies right now.
No, the majority of them do. It's just you don't have good numbers. You know where U.S. beef comes from, right?
Sir, what does that have to do with immigration, which is what we're talking about?
Oh yeah, I was paying attention to your last conversation to make a point on your information being inaccurate. That our beef comes from the U.S. Well, it actually comes from Brazil.
We do get a lot of our beef from Brazil. We also get beef from Canada, and we also get beef from Australia.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say, sir, that the United States was the only place we got beef from.
Well, I was paying attention to your last phone call, but anyways, like
obviously not very
well. You say information that's incorrect like that, and then you bring up some more info. I mean, these stats that you're bringing up, they just don't make sense.
Again, sir, I never made the claim that all beef in the United States came from the U.S.
Well, anyway, I hate cartels. I love seeing them suffer. I think Trump's the best person to bring the suffering to the cartels. From what I've seen, he's been doing a very good job, and I'm in support of that.
Again, sir, less than 15% of the people Donald Trump is deporting have any criminal record at all. He is not going after... This is Donald Trump's number, sir. Are you saying that Donald Trump is a liar?
I'm saying that you're...
Sir, are you saying that Donald Trump is a liar? Yes or no? Because I'm literally just going off of his own numbers.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No. Have you seen the pictures of people getting arrested? A bunch of...
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
I love it.
Well, I'm sure, sir. But it doesn't surprise me that that you are happy about the suffering of human beings.
Just the cartels, they ain't humans.
Sir, they're not fucking cartel members. I'm sorry. How old did you say you were?
Older than you, bud.
All right. How old is that?
Old enough, man.
Are you so old that like you can't hear what I'm saying?
Look at you, man. You're hilarious.
I am looking at me. I'm very pretty. It's pretty impressive.
Whatever, bud.
Like, to be completely honest with you, like it's
Where do you
pretty
get off
impressive.
Getting false information and putting it out there? See, the reason you ain't on Twitter is because you'd be getting fact checked.
Yeah, that's it. Because Twitter just fact checks people. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're a waste of time. All right. We're going to keep this thing moving. I appreciate that. What the heck are you even talking about? All right. We're going to move on to the next person. Again, y'all, if you guys like to support the live, please consider sending super chats or memberships. I really appreciate that. That does really mean a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. We're going to open up these phone lines. I'm sorry. That's why you're not on Twitter. That's weird. Also, I am on Twitter. I just don't really post on there very often. Hello, how are you?
Hey, man.
Hi, how old are you?
29.
Awesome. You support Trump?
I do. What I really wanted to talk about is because I heard you mention the other day. I've been wanting to call in about it. Is you probably won't even want to talk about it with me. Is making the claim that abortion is in the Bible?
It is.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, I remember it was, I believe, Numbers chapter 5, verses 11 through 31.
It's insane.
35, but yeah, sure.
Oh, 35. If you don't mind, I actually have my study Bible in front of me, and I'm not going to read all the verses, but I'm not sure if you know what a study Bible is.
I'm very familiar with what a study Bible is, sir, but that does not change what's in Numbers 5, okay? What you're just saying is that there's someone else's interpretation of Numbers 5, which you prefer more, but then you're also going to have to explain to me how in any way the Bible is pro-life, considering the Bible talks about, life starting at first breath, the fact that in Deuteronomy 21, I'm pretty sure he calls for like the killing of children that are walking around. I mean, multiple times during the Bible, the God has been killing children, all the way through the Bible, right? So even if you have somebody's, just little interpretation of the Bible that you like more, which, I mean, that's totally fine. You're totally cool to, listen to whatever interpretation of, your religion that you want, does not change the fact that the Bible is explicitly clear. Okay, even the Bible doesn't even consider the fetus a human being when it talks about an eye for an eye. It specifically gives a monetary value when it comes to to a fetus, when it doesn't give a monetary value to the life of people that are already born. Right. So, but just that one verse isn't gonna save you.
No. I hear what you're saying. What I'm talking about is you're saying or making the claim that it specifically mentions abortion in Numbers. Is that what you're saying?
It does. It literally gives the instructions for a priest to create a drink in which they call the bitter waters. And if the bitter waters is to be drank by the woman, if she is unfaithful, then it will cause her to miscarry.
Right. Because without even reading any of the notes, it still doesn't say any of that.
Yes, it explicitly does.
Even outside the notes. So what it is if the husband suspects any sort of infidelity from the wife but has no proof, he has to take his wife in his case to a leadership of the tabernacle.
Yep.
And basically give his case as to why he believes he can't just say and act upon his wife's infidelity. It has to be proven by a
doesn't change anything.
priest in the tabernacle. Well, no, I'm saying if, let's say the Bible, specifically the Bible says that if she is found to have cheated on him, which they use the word cheated, infidelity, then it'll cause her physical harm. But it does not say anything about it doesn't say anything about her being pregnant and hurting or killing the baby.
No, it specifically says in the verse, very specifically, may she drink the drink, and if she is unfaithful, may it cause her abdomen to swell and her womb to miscarry.
It does not say that. I promise you it doesn't.
Oh my God. Are you really going to freaking have a Bible in front of you? Okay. And make me put the entire Bible verse like on the screen and prove that it says that. Like, this is ridiculous, dude.
Well, fine. Instead of, because I know it's a lot of verses, which verse specifically were you talking about?
Do. Oh, hold on.
Here it is. Sorry if I can just read it real quick. It's so verse 20 is, but if you have gone aside to another instead of your husband, and if you be defiled, by the way, sorry, I used the KJV, and if you be defiled, and some man has laid with you beside your husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make you a curse and an oath among your people, when the Lord does make your thigh to rot and your belly to swell. And this water that causes the curse shall go into your bowels to make your belly to swell and your thigh to rot. And the women shall say, Amen, Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with bitter water. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causes the curse.
Oh, he's not up there.
And the water. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
I don't subscribe to KJV anyway, considering NIV is older and from a later manuscript. But yeah.
Oh, you said you read from the NIV?
NIV is a more accurate version.
I see. Well, I don't have an NIV in front of me. Maybe you could. I read 20, 21, like it basically up to 25.
Yeah, it's just taking forever for it to pull up for some reason. I don't know why.
I see how there can be some sort of. I mean,
right here,
like
easy stuff. It's just simple. And the priest is to write these curses on a scroll and then wash them off into the bitter waters. He shall make the woman drink the bitter water that brings a curse, and this water that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering will enter her. The priest is to take it from her hands, the grain offering of jealousy, wave it before the Lord, and bring it to the altar. The priest is to have a handful of grain and offer memorial, offering it as a burnt altar. After that, he is to have the woman drink the water. If she has made herself impure and unfaithful to her husband, this will be the result. When she is made to drink the water that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering, it will enter her. Her abdomen will swell, and her womb will miscarry, and she will become a curse. If, however, the woman has not made herself impure but is clean, she'll be cleared of guilt and be able to have children.
Which verse would you just read that from? Like the last two verses or three?
That would be 27 and 28.
Okay. My 27 and 28 say, and when he has made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, she shall be free and shall conceive seed.
Gotcha. So she'll conceive seed, so she'll have a child.
Right. And the note says,
so the bitter water before says
children.
that she won't have a child, and then it says later that if it doesn't do that, then she'll have a child. If her abdomen doesn't swell and her thighs don't rot, then she'll be able to have a child.
Well, the curse was to prevent her from having the joy of children, like the blessing of children. It doesn't say the curse is to kill the child within her belly, because I mean, if there was a child in her belly, I mean, she would be visibly pregnant, and the husband wouldn't be taking
every
her
single
to this
person
situation.
You think every single woman that is pregnant is immediately just showing?
Absolutely not. What I'm saying, though, is this curse that it's talking about is to, if she has committed infidelity and adultery, which in the Bible, one of the only reasons to have a divorce or to separate is, well, during this time was in the aspect of infidelity.
Sir, I get it. Okay. God only cares if you have an abortion, depending on whether you cheated on your husband.
Well, you see,
that's your guys' whole, ladies. Okay. If you're a Christian, it's never okay to have an abortion. Okay, unless you cheated on your husband. Okay, then
no,
you're free to have it. You can get your abortion punch card. Okay, as soon as you cheat. So make sure that's in the Bible. You know, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, see, I'm not subscribing to that either. What I'm trying to point out here is what I'm saying is this curse that it's talking about to make her belly swell and everything. This is, if you listen, lady, if you have cheated on your husband, there is a curse put upon you that you will not have children anymore. You will not have children if you've committed infidelity.
No one that's ever cheated on their husbands has ever had children. That's good.
No. That's not what I'm saying either. What I'm saying is that she will not get the blessing or joy if she's committed infidelity, and if she's innocent, this mixture, this curse, will basically prove her innocence if she hasn't. But
you do realize what you're doing right now, right?
Oh no, I'm just simply pointing out that the Bible doesn't specifically point out or talk about this being an abortion.
No, it does. Again, I put it on the screen and read it. I put it on the screen and read it directly. Okay. What
Right.
you're doing, sir, what you're doing is
Mhm.
what a lot of people do. It's not, it's not your fault. It's what you're taught to do. Right. And I know this because, again, I grew up a Christian my entire life. I went to all these years of Christian school. I went to church 4 times a week. I'm very familiar with the way it works. Okay.
Mhm.
See, you're not reading the Bible for what it's saying. You have already come to your conclusion on what you want it to say. And now you're going back into the Bible to make it read how you want it to read. Okay. And this is what you do with everything. Okay. It's not, again, I'm not even blaming you. I'm not even mad at you. I did this for more decades of my life than I would like to admit to doing. Okay. Where the Bible does things like specifically, gives instructions on how a priest is to give someone a drink that causes a miscarriage, right? Which is an abortion. That's what it is. Okay. And you're trying to talk your way out of it. Just like when the Bible specifically talks about, how to beat your slaves and how long you can keep your slaves and, where you can get your slaves from. But you find a way because you're like, oh, well, I believe that slavery is bad. So now I need to work the Bible back into what I believe is good or bad. Right. And not just reading the Bible for what it is. Right. And I understand that. And, when your entire worldview is challenged, is based off a book, and you find out that book has things in it that you don't like, right? That's the natural reaction to that, right? But I just want to let you know that you can back talk your way and use confirmation bias all you want in order to try to get the Bible to say what you want it to say, okay? But for those of us who are reading the Bible objectively, right, who can look at it from purely just a stance of these are the words that are supposed to be the holy word of God, right? That are God inspired words that are supposed to be above all reproach, right? And you're trying to tell me that you believe that abortion is wrong when the Bible very, very clearly does not give a shit about a fetus in a womb. It doesn't, in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't anywhere in the Bible, unless you want to use one specific time when he talks to one specific person.
I'm sorry. One specific person about what?
Yeah, the Bible says in Jeremiah that he knew Jeremiah in the womb.
Right. The Lord says, "I knew you in the womb. I know you in the womb before you were even born."
Right. No, he knew Jeremiah in the womb before he was even born.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
talking about him.
Yeah. So unless you're Jeremiah, if you are Jeremiah, then I guess that really matters. But since none of us are Jeremiah, because the Old Testament's really, really old, and so I'm pretty sure you're not Jeremiah, unless somehow Christianity has started believing in reincarnation, right? Which I don't believe they have, right? The Bible never mentions anything about a fetus being a person or having any type of personhood or having rights or being a life or any sort of matter in that whatsoever.
Right. And I kind of want to bring it back to what you said about when you're reading the Bible, you're reading what you want it to say, right? I'm reading the Bible from a point of, I've read it, I've read this before, I'm looking at it, and this is what it says. Now, you've said and pointed out, you said it's a miscarriage, it's an abortion, but as you can see, you in a way are putting in words that are not there. Like the Bible doesn't say. The Bible doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk over you. What I'm saying is, you're saying the Bible says it's a miscarriage, it's an abortion. You're interpreting it how you want it to sound. But I'm reading it from a point trying to explain it that, hey man, you said this. I'm reading it. I see it. It doesn't say miscarriage. It doesn't say abortion. It doesn't say anything about her preventing or killing a baby.
Her abdomen will swell and her womb will miscarry. I am not putting those words in the Bible. Okay.
That's not here in my Bible, though.
Well, sir, then you're going to have to figure out which one of your religious texts you choose to listen to. Okay. Like, that's totally fine, dude. If you just want to switch versions, okay, until you find one that you like more. Again, you're using a version that has been proven over and over again to be one of the least accurate versions of the Bible, and based off a manuscript that was actually newer, right? So I'm basing it off a Bible that was translated from an older manuscript, right? And is also the most read version of the Bible on the planet, right? And considered, as far as like, text to text, one of the most accurate versions of the Bible, as far as based off the the transcript from the translation from the manuscript, which is the NIV version, right? Which is why I specifically use this one. If you want to go to a different translation off of a newer text in which the translation, isn't, nearly as accurate according to biblical scholars, and you need that along with a study Bible in order to prove your point, then that just proves my point, dude, that you're going off of a confirmation bias.
I can't look it up right now, but can you look up when the NIV was translated?
When it was translated, or what manuscripts it was translated from? Because that's
Right.
what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, the KJV was since the 1600s.
Yes, it was translated in the 1600s off a text that was newer to now. We found older text and then translated it later. Also, that doesn't really make any sense. Don't you think that we're really good at translating now? Why would a Bible translated in the past when language wasn't as accessible be a better version?
Yeah. So I was actually able to go onto Google, and it says the NIV Bible was first published in 1978. Translation into contemporary English.
Yep.
The KJV was the 1600s, and it stayed. I've actually seen that Bible. It's in the Gettysburg Museum. That the Bible is actually since the 1600s was translated and has stood the test of time. The KJV is the only Bible that has never come out with a new version or a second version. The KJV has always been the one version.
Yeah, you apparently aren't listening to what I'm saying. Okay? I'm not saying which version came first. Okay? That's not what I said. Windows 98 came before Windows 11. Does that make Windows 98 a better version of Windows?
Not at all.
But why don't we just go back to Windows 98? Just never change it. I mean, it was there first, even though technology wasn't as good and our understanding of computer language wasn't nearly as good. And, our inability to communicate across the planet wasn't nearly as good during that time, right? It was the original one and it stood the test of time, so we should just keep it. No, that doesn't make any sense, sir. We have a newer version because our ability to translate it is better now. Okay? We have a better ability to translate old text now than we did in the 1600s. Okay? And the transcripts in which it was translated off of is older. Okay, I don't remember the exact years and all that sort of stuff, but I believe that the transcripts that the NIV was based off of literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years prior to the transcripts that they found for the King James Version. But the King James Version just happened to be the transcripts that they had at the time, which they thought were the oldest. But if you really want to get into that, sir, the transcripts, as they're translated from between Greek and Latin and Hebrew and all of these different transcripts, they all different in the wordage that they use to even begin with on that. So we don't even know for sure which one of those transcripts would actually be the most accurate, because God's word in parentheses changes depending on who wrote it and which transcript they had and what language it was translated into. Words change based off of the translations, right? And so we're translating into an English version, which again, we don't even have English words for all of the different types of words that were in those original transcripts of those Bibles. So we don't even be able to have, we don't even aren't even directly able to completely translate all of those words from one to the next. So if you want to really be accurate, neither of us are are right whatsoever, unless either of us were able to speak the original Latin or Greek or even like the Ethiopian version of the Bible. None of us know what the actual Bible says, and we're all just guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree in that, but I mean, isn't that why we rely on the scholars and the professors in this day and age to make those translations for us? And I guess all we can really do is trust what they find.
Yeah, and if you and if you look at biblical scholars and they look at the direct translation of Numbers 5, it is specifically describing what I'm saying. I can refer you to one if you need. I can actually refer you to a couple.
please.
Yeah, Deconstruction Zone. He's a great one. Justin, he's awesome. Dan McClellan also does an excellent expose on these verses and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because from where I get my material from, I believe you might have heard of him. His name is Jimmy Swaggart.
No.
He is a big evangelical, and he has a Bible college as well. And I watch their program every day. And so I also have this is his expositor study Bible. So that's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't go to a pastor to find biblical scholar information.
Oh well, I'm talking about also this expositor study Bible was translated by a group of men who have multiple PhDs in Bible history and studies and literature and all that. So that's why I'm not saying the NIV is not superior or superior. I'm not saying KJV. I'm just I wanted to bring this up to you, just let you know, hey, and I get it. I guess this is coming down to your Bible says it, mine doesn't. So I mean, I guess this is a good conversation. But
this idiot, this fucking televangelist, bro. This dude don't know shit. That's his Bible you're reading?
Well, it's not his Bible. It was translated.
I know this dude. This dude's a fucking kook, bro. That dude's literally like one of those fucking like mega church televangelists. Fucking has made fucking tens of millions of dollars fucking trying to sell you what he wants you to fucking think. He's a literal con man, bro.
I mean, that's like I said, I'm not going to debate you on that because I don't believe that. I've been following him for years, and everyone is going to have their own sort of opinion on anybody. I'm not going to debate on that. I'm not a cult or anything like that. He's in my heart, in my mind. Like I said, I used to be a Baptist.
He's worth $4 million.
I used to be a Baptist.
He's a preacher.
And following Jimmy Swaggart for years, I became a Pentecostal Christian. So, but that's neither here nor there.
You should really, before you talk about people like Jimmy Swaggart, you should really look at what the Bible says about rich people and their ability to get into heaven and, things like that. Because anybody who has $4 million as a pastor, okay, isn't even near anywhere in the vicinity of doing what Christ told them to do in the Bible. Jesus told them to sell all their belongings and follow me, right? And this guy is literally making millions and millions of dollars selling you Bibles. You should really consider. I'm a big old ex-Christian atheist. Okay, big old ex-Christian atheist. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you like who to freaking follow when it comes to your religion, but I will say any preacher that's worth $4 million in a religion that is supposed to make sure money gets out of their pockets and into those who need it the most. Okay, any preacher in the Christian religion that has that has mounted that amount of wealth instead of making sure that wealth actually gets to those who need it isn't following the Bible whatsoever. And that I know for a fucking fact. But anyways, this conversation has gone into like a religious conversation that I really don't want to get into. But anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
You too, man. Take it easy.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. RJ Lamento says, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. What a great quote. What a great quote. Thank you so much, RJ, for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Guys, give me 2 seconds, please. All right, y'all, we're going to open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, hitting that subscribe button. If you guys would like to support the lives, please consider becoming a member or gifting memberships. That is a great way to help support the live. Also, we just hit 100K over there on TikTok too. That's absolutely awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all that support. Please consider, it's becoming a member, gifting memberships, or even sending a super chat if you have something you'd like to say or have up on the screen. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really, really does mean a lot to me. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello, how are you? That was weird. We're gonna keep this thing open. See, maybe I have someone over here too. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Paulie. I'm doing good.
Awesome.
How are you?
You're saying Paulie like you're a friendly.
I'm sorry. I watch your stream quite a lot.
All right. Well, what's up?
Studying for my life and health exam, and I wanted to hop on stream if it's all right and kind of clear some myths about the life and health and coverages and shit, right? If that's okay.
Not right now, man. I do appreciate it, but I am trying to keep this thing moving today. But hope you have a wonderful day and good luck studying, man. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello? All right, nothing there. We'll get somebody in a second. Oh, I know. I'm just like, hello. We'll see. We'll see if we can accept this person up over here. Anyways, y'all, let's see if we can keep this thing going. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that like button. Make sure you guys are chatting in the chat. When you guys, my chat rate is super low. Whenever my chat rate gets really low, that's when my numbers start going down. Then I start losing callers. So make sure you guys are just sending chats because there are like 700 people in my portrait live and my chat thing isn't moving. I think it's dead still. That is crazy. That thing is dead still. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Before I get into that, can I ask you one question?
What's up?
Why don't you support Trump? I'm new to the
Because
channel. I was just
I
happened to
don't
be
like
scrolling
bad
and I
presidents.
thought, okay, what about Trump from your point of view is bad?
No, from my point of view, he's raising prices. Inflation is up. Manufacturing jobs are down. Our stance amongst our allies is worse than it was before. Like our unemployment rate is rising. He hasn't done any of the things that he said he was going to do. Not to mention that he's turning the U.S. government against its own people. He's using ICE as a way to, deport and immigrants to places like South Sudan, even though they're not from there. He's sending people to torture prisons. He's deporting U.S. citizens, including children like with cancer, out of the country. So, So why do you support him?
Well, my point of view stems from a less, and I already know people in the chat are going to, probably try to roast me up, but I look at it as from less of a economic standpoint and more from like a military standpoint. I'm actually in the military. I've been in the military for about 10 years. He's done more for me, and I would say the personnel that I work with over the past 4 years, or I would say his last presidency. So that's really all I have really to go off of. It's less of an economic standpoint, more of a military standpoint, if that makes sense.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for your service, first of all. I would really like you to explain to me what exactly he's done for the military, considering that there was defense raises within the budget of the Biden administration every single year. Plus, he had the largest yearly raise for military members since the Bush administration. And on top of that, he also had a specific raise for military members, for specifically junior enlisted, to help raise that also. There was also the largest raise in raising, housing allowance for the military under the Biden administration. And that's not even to get into the things when it comes to veterans. So what did Trump do?
Are you aware of what the backlash was caused from the significant increase for junior enlisted Marine was throughout the military as a whole?
What the backlash was of them getting paid more money? What was it?
Yes. So he paid the junior enlisted more money, and now the military, and I'm telling you from a current standpoint in the military, I'm actually one of the
Yeah, sir, you
people
don't need to
being
qualify
affected
it. You
by
can
this.
just tell me what you're trying to say.
So basically, him raising the prices of the lower enlisted, the military is not able to afford money or raises or promotions for those in the higher ranks, which is forcing or causing the higher ranking people that are at like the retirement age to stay in longer to make more money. Basically, like they're staying in and refusing to retire, which is putting a freeze on everybody else's progression in the military and things of that nature, which is causing people to get burnt out in their current position. And
Sir,
like
that is
staying
where are you finding this data from? Because that is wholly inaccurate. Because again, like I stated when I said that, Joe Biden also increased the defense budget to keep up with those personnel raises. He had a significant increase in the defense budget, all right, which was there in order to make up for those personnel for those raises in junior enlisted pay. So that is
was true, then
wholly
where's the money
inaccurate.
going? Because if that was true, then where's the money going? Because they sent out a white letter, and people in the chat are saying that I'm a liar, but I'm literally not bullshitting. They sent out a fucking notice saying that they were delaying promotions. I am one of them. I'm currently selected for promotion, and they pushed back my promotion 7 months because they can't afford the fucking salary for, I'm sorry, excuse my language, that's a habit. They can't afford the salary raises for all of us that are hired because they've already paid out all of the junior, like, enlisted pay, if that makes sense.
That's not even logical.
Why do you say that?
Well, because why 7 months?
Well, so for an example, I was supposed to be promoted March of 2025, correct? So March of 2025, they come out, they pushed it back to April, then they pushed it back to May, then they pushed it back to June, and now we're going all the way back to October. Does that make
Gotcha.
sense?
So
I'm not the only person I work with.
so they delayed it every single month based off of funding that came from Congress that was raised way back. That doesn't make any sense, dude. Let's see. Anyways,
Well, if
so
that was
you're
the case,
so
then
so what you're saying is
what-
so what you're saying is you're complaining about Biden giving people raises. Copy. And that's
I'm not saying that.
and that's how Trump did so much more for the military by not giving them raises.
No, I'm not complaining specifically because he gave us raises. I'm not shitting
No,
on.
I mean you are, sir. You're
I'm not-
saying that
I'm not-
Donald Trump did more for you as a military member than anybody else did. I just explained what the Biden administration did for you, and it sounds like you're upset about the raises for some reason. So what did Donald Trump do for you?
I'm not blaming Biden for giving us raises. I think that's a miscommunication.
That's fine,
Trust me,
sir.
I will never turn down more money.
Yeah. Anyways, so like I was saying, sir, exactly what is Donald Trump doing for you?
In what area specifically?
You said because he supports the military, and I'm asking what he's doing for you.
I think he's done a lot for the military.
Like what?
Biden is not the only person that has given us raises. Trump has given us raises. He's given us more benefits. He's given homeless veterans more benefits.
Whoa.
Hold
Hold on. What? First of all, yes, every president gives raises. I said Biden gave the largest raises. Right. Biden gave raises. Trump gave raises in his first term. Obama gave raises. Everybody gives raises.
Where did that money come from?
From the yearly increase in defense spending.
Right, which comes from where?
The same place all the rest of your money comes from, which is our tax dollars.
Right. So he's taking more tax dollars to put toward defense spending, and I promise you, they're not being used for our raises.
Yeah, awesome. Well, they were being used for our raises because you just complained about, the side effects of the raises. So yes, they are. And second of all, Donald Trump is also putting a higher defense spending. At the same time, he's not giving you a raise or as big of a raise.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, again, the defense spending is going up to like $1 trillion next year, and Donald Trump is giving you less of a raise.
Well, all right, let me ask you this. Biden, so they say that Biden honors like the veterans and stuff like that, and he's been challenging like Trump's privatization like policies and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out when it comes to like veteran, let me tie current military into like veteran affairs. What has Biden done for the military that's more than Trump, aside from that one large pay raise?
The PACT Act.
What specifically about it?
Yeah, the PACT Act specifically added benefits within, for veterans when they're, as they're separating, that they get now for things like Agent Orange from burn pits in the Middle East, all that sort of stuff. So it was the largest increase in actual like veterans benefits in the United States since the Veterans Access to Care Act.
Okay, what about the budget cuts that Biden made with the VA?
I'm sorry, the budget cuts that Biden made with the VA. You do realize that Donald Trump just fired 80,000 veterans out of the Department of Veterans Affairs, right?
No, I'm talking
they're talking about that. Literally, they're talking about cutting $120 billion in benefits for veterans under the Trump administration.
Oh no, trust me, I'm tracking, and it's fucking what's his name that's trying to do it. It's not Trump, but who's in his administration? What's his name?
If they're in his administration, then it's Trump.
Elon Musk.
No, it's not Elon Musk. Musk is not even in there anymore. Pete Hegseth was the one that was talking about that.
Right. Pete Hegseth was talking about it, but the idea was presented by Elon Musk.
Sir, regardless of whether it was Elon Musk, Donald Trump hired Elon Musk.
I understand that.
Gotcha. So Donald Trump is cutting veterans benefits. He's not doing anything for veterans. He's cutting veterans benefits. Okay, he's cutting people. He's firing veterans. Okay.
I really just wanted to call you to get under your skin.
You're not under my skin. You're just a moron.
In case you can't figure it out, I'm just trying to get under your skin because you're on a YouTube channel.
Goodness gracious, dude. I knew that dude wasn't military. There's no way. Dude, Charmin soft, bro. Yeah, that's usually what they do. They do that all the time, and he was just like, when they can't win an argument, they're just like, oh, I just came up here to rage bait you, or dude, it's freaking, you guys suck, dude. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not sure I should even still be on this afternoon. We'll see what's up. My numbers have been really weird today. What time is it? All right, we're gonna open up these things back up, see if anybody's still here. If not, we might just have to call it a day. Yeah, I don't think he was in the military either. Y'all, please, if you guys want to support the live, please consider sending a super chat. I really appreciate that. Or usually I like to do them in between guests, and I'm not getting any to even put up between guests. It's sad. It'd be like, I don't know what to do, like in between my callers, if I don't get like a super chat to have someone complain about or something. Hello, how are you? Oh, you're God. It's like the thing I do in between the guests. It's confusing if I don't have it. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'd like to say, before I even start, I don't support any political parties. I just wanted to say one thing about what he was talking about with the raises. We got in the military under Biden's association. Let me restart. I was not in the military at that time, so I don't know how correct I am on this. We got something of like $500 for like a base raise. And then, so the military constantly gets raises. We're constantly getting raises all the time. And then they'll get cut, and then we'll get more raises. We got like a $100, $200 raise under Trump. and then it got cut, and then we got another $100-$200 raise under Trump, and then it got cut again, and now we're back to the $200 raise.
What are you talking about?
It's insane.
I don't know what he's even trying to say. I am so confused. I am so confused. What is he talking about? Military pay, base pay has not gotten cut. That's not true. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. That it didn't go backwards under any president. That's just inaccurate. Hello? Yeah, that was weird. Hello, how are you?
It's insane.
Sorry. Hello? Oh, where'd they go? Sorry, that was a funny super chat.
It's insane.
Not this piece, but it's really funny. I'm sorry, it's stupid. All right, y'all. If you support Trump, go ahead and call in. If not, we'll freaking call today. I don't know. We'll see what's up. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old
I'm
are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I don't.
Insane.
But I did want to call because I did listen to that phone call from the dude that claimed to be military. I just want to say that he skipped a big component when talking about military and Trumpism. He didn't even bother to breach the topic of the whole transgender issue. So I
don't really want to get into that one right now. I do appreciate you, but yeah, I don't really want to get into that right now. I don't think that dude was in the military. I think that was the biggest thing. I think he was. Well, I don't know what he was, but no, I don't really want to get into that right now because I'm trying to move on to the next topic. But I do appreciate you. I hope you have a good one. All right.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to let's move on to the next person and get this going. I can't take your. What does it even say? Take off shirt to see if my signal improves. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Like, truly, I don't. I think it's funny, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maria, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Shay, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Said thank you for doing what I could never do. I'd be cussing everybody out. I've been actually like pretty calm. See, when I'm calm like this, it's funny because people are like, "Oh, you need to be calmer." Let everyone talk. And when I'm calmer, Maria, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Turn off the background noise.
Hello?
All right, I'm going to hang up. Yeah, it's funny. The calmer I am, normally the less people who show up and hang out. Very weird. Kind of strange. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Dude, turn off the background noise.
Is it off?
No, I can still hear my voice in the background.
Hello? Yeah, you can't hear your voice because I don't have anything else on.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess me and everybody else are just insane.
You know, you're a fucking narcissist, man, and you're not the smartest person in the room, buddy.
I'm the
You act
only
like
person in the
you're
room.
far
There's
less-
no one else
You're
here.
the only person in the room that feel that you're the smartest. You don't even
literally.
have
I mean, I
facts
guess I
right.
could.
You don't
I could
even
call
have your facts right.
I
You
could call
say
Summer up if
anything
you really
and
want me to.
expect-
Summer,
and
come
you
here, mamas.
expect for someone to
Come here. I got to
believe
get another
in you.
person in the room.
And no
Hold
one. That's what your problem is.
Summer, come here,
You think
mamas.
you're the smartest in the room, and you're not.
This room's not that
And
big.
all
I'm
your
literally the
information
only. I'm
and all your
literally the only person in the
information,
room.
Your condescending information that you give people when
My
you're talking
condescending
to them,
information.
yeah.
That's impressive. Where's Summer at? Is Summer?
know that.
Summer, you dead?
You know what you do.
My dog's dead.
You're very condescending.
and you think you know everything. And
Bro, did
don't.
you
Why
literally
don't you
just
talk
come up
about
here to
who was?
fucking
Why
cry?
don't you talk about? No, I came to tell
Jesus
you about your
fucking
crying.
Christ, dude.
You're a fucking crybaby.
Holy
You're a fucking
shit,
crybaby. If
bro.
no one agrees with you, what your problem is you think you're
Bro,
the smartest
Jesus.
motherfucker.
Yo,
But what you need to
when was
do
the
is
last time
do
you
a
had your
little more
testosterone
research,
checked, man?
homeboy. I think you do. Your soft ass
I
pillow
think
voice.
you
You're
do?
soft
That's
as
not even a correct
medicated
English
cotton.
sentence.
You're soft as medicated cotton, calling other people soft. You
Uh,
better get your shit together. That's your problem. And you're not smart at all.
Did you
tell me
always
why,
want to be a
dog.
man?
You got probably, I've been a man more than you soft talking
Oh.
motherfucker. That's the problem with you. You so soft,
okay.
like I said, it's medicated cotton.
Charles, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, anyways, yeah, we can move past that. Pixie, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, I hope you're having a fabulous Saturday. I really appreciate it. And Lope Nope says, who pays for the tariffs? Apparently everyone. I think they're finally getting to the part where they're like they're actually starting to realize the whole tariff thing doesn't make sense. Oh, there she is. There's my mama's. There you are. You must have been outside. Huh? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why is that?
I support him because I definitely support the ICE raids, getting these illegal immigrants out of here, undocumented immigrants, a number of other things.
Why do you support that?
Well, because there's definitely, it's just, let's see. For one, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, well, he's gone. Yeah, his talking points must have left. He must have exited out. All right. Well, we're not having calls today for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It's probably just because I'm early. Normally, I'm on much later. I don't think I'm going to be on later. If I am on later, then y'all should definitely check it out, because that means my day went kind of crazy. But I've been on for 2.5 hours. I was gonna go until I ran out of people to talk to or whatever, but I guess I kind of already have today. So, anyways, well, Steven, I would keep going. I don't have anyone to talk to. It's been the calls have been dead for the last 45 minutes, and I've been actually very, very nice to people today. I think. Lobe Dope said, ask for their documents when they call 100%. All right. Well, anywho, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate y'all. I guess I'm gonna get off. I might be back on later. We'll see. But make sure you're following and subscribe, turn on those notifications, all that fun stuff. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.